I caught myself, and now I
Oh,
pushed the
so
button.
we
Do
would
we
have
have a
gotten
theme
your
song that's
main
gonna play?
channel in we would have gotten your main channel in trouble for saying the F word.
I think it's just voice chat, Chris, because I'm still getting it. I wonder, like, apparently your stuff. Can you?
Did you reconnect? I just reconnected. Did you reconnect?
I did too. Yeah.
Try just like grabbing a dice or something and see if what happens on the other person's screen.
So if we need a theme song, I have one here that I would like to pitch. When I wake up in the morning and the alarm gives out a warning, I don't think I'll ever make it on time. By the time I grab my books and I give myself a look, I'm at the corner just in time to see the bus fly by.
It's all right because we're
there
saved by the
buses?
Flumph.
Yeah, if you know, you know.
So where is the bus stop on this campus? Because
Where
I
are the
also,
buses?
I
There
also
are
wish to
buses.
miss it.
I'm so excited there are buses.
I also wish to miss it.
Oh,
I
there
guess
are
it'd be-
buses.
It'd be
Oh,
like right
perfect,
here.
beautiful.
I have homebrewed the buses because they're not what the book says they should be, but I don't have to listen to the book. I can do whatever I want.
Listen, he's taken his entire inspiration for this campaign from the Saved by the Bell theme song. So you better believe there are goddamn buses.
I don't know the entire theme song, just the first verse.
Can I build my own bus?
No.
Oh,
You don't know what you're doing. You're what, a level 1
level
artificer?
1. I understand how a bus could work conceptually.
Conceptually.
Conceptual bus.
All right. Might have to find a way to put this map in the other layout, because actually rotating the table to see this map, I think that's a map I'm going to be using a lot. Whatever, I'm not going to worry about it too much.
Oh no, our names are sideways.
Oh no.
I admit it is also disorienting for me.
Anyway.
Everybody's a little quieter than they were last week.
Everybody, all 5 of us are?
Yep, you too.
I will turn everybody up by like 5 decibels. There,
It's not like
you all been decibeled.
It's not too bad. Like, it's just a little bit.
It's what it is.
Acceptable.
Okay.
All right.
C's get degrees, as they say.
I say that a lot, actually.
The 6 colleges of Strixhaven were founded by Dean Rowan Darkwood some 60-ish years ago at the end of the Unification War. Yeah, there are 6 colleges. There are the 5 schools you can choose from. Then there's like the central campus that is like a school unto itself. It's actually more of a city unto itself than anything. But Strixhaven sits high up in the hills of Urvalia. And to get to such an out-of-the-way location, they used what are called Portea arches. That's what you see here on the map. These like weird broken archways of floating stones.
Cool.
These are functionally teleportation circles, and they are spearheaded by magicians in the kingdom of Valus, which is way, way off the map, and you'll probably never go there. About 10 years ago, political will being what it is, relationships with Valus broke down between them and the Republic, and they essentially hit the nuclear button and disabled all of these Porte arches. There are people throughout the Republic scrabbling to kind of rediscover the use of teleportation magic, but it hasn't happened yet. And for the past 10 years or so, students arriving at Strixhaven, you would arrive in a place called Strixshadow Town, which is this little trade hub that's kind of sprung up in the shadow of the foothills where Strixhaven is. If you weren't going to the school proper, but you were using it as like a waypoint or something, this is a little unofficial town that is not controlled by the school or any of its local governments, but it just kind of sprung up there. And so students would basically have to hike up these stone pathways going up into the mountains. For years they've been doing this, and it's made it very, very difficult for students at Strixhaven to get down to the town for like recreation purposes or whatever. This year is different, because this year a new fabulous feat of engineering is going to allow you to ride to the school in style.
Ooh, it sounds fun.
They have steam-powered engines
Steam.
that will carry you in cars, not only from Strict Shadow Town where you are, all the way up to the central campus, but also from the central campus to and from the 5 satellite campuses. The steam-powered technology has been around for a long time. In fact, if you guys recall, in the campaign that became Raven Flumph, you all went onto a luxury casino riverboat that had a steam engine. And when famously, when Eugenia Veritas could not figure out how it worked, she fucking dismantled it and brought it home.
Yep, she stole it.
I remember that. That was fun to watch.
So basically, steam engineering has solved a problem that magic has not been able to solve. Although the steam engines themselves are still magical, in that the heating elements do not burn coal or fuel, they are magically powered. They are providing the energy source to heat up water, which turns into steam, which turns the turbines, which takes this fantastical looking funicular from the base of Strict Shadow Town up to the campus and back. It's about a 15-minute round trip. So each batch of students going up, while batch of students can go up about every half hour. There's a track that runs up the center, and there's 2 cars, 1 on each side. Each one holds 6 students. And what they've done is they've broken everybody up by dorm room assignments. So you'll be riding up this funicular with your dorm mates.
Wait, hold on. Up or down?
Up.
Where are we on this map? Because I pictured Shadowtown to be like
Nowhere on this map, because this map comes from the published book, and we have set Strixhaven way up in the mountains.
Okay. Well, I mean, there are mountains here, so
Yeah.
I just assume. Drop it in wherever you want, right?
Exactly. So your understanding is every half hour the car comes back down, more students load in. You are all going to be attending the College of Elemental Arts, College of Prismari. And you have your dorm assignments, you have your invitations, the wrong word, but you were given an itinerary or something that was brought to you in the mail. And so 4 of you are meeting up for the first time here in Strict Shadow Town. Hugo, Genevieve, Leopold, and Alistair. And you're watching as the car is coming down that you know you'll be able to get on in a few minutes. You are the next group to load up into the car and ride up into the college. You have a full day today. You're going to go up to the college. You're going to attend an orientation. You're going to obviously get to your dorm rooms and get your class assignments and everything. And you're going to be meeting with your second-year mentors, which is a mentorship program that the school does to help first years acclimate to life in the college. The letter you received in the mail indicates that you'll be having a shared dorm space with 6 students, but there's only 4 of you standing here.
Oh, maybe they're already here.
Who are you guys? Do we know each other beforehand, or is this our first time meeting?
This is your first time meeting. None of you have ever met before. I think Alistair might know Alistair by reputation because he said he's a member of a noble house. So depending on how much they know about heraldry and nobility and old families, they might know Alistair's family by name. But my understanding is that Hugo and Genevieve and Leopold are not nobility. Do I have that right?
Let's go with no.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm from a swamp.
There are things that might come up with her parents later. In fact, Genevieve's parents, who are very protective and also very large people, one being a blacksmith and the other, her father, just being big in general, they're helicopter parents, and they don't leave her alone until like the funicular starts to arrive. So you don't even really get to talk to her because they're just sort of like occupying her all of her time.
Mom is like licking a handkerchief and rubbing it on your face.
Well, she can't because Genevieve is wearing a suit of scale mail with a full helmet that is closed at all times, and her mother is insisting, "Don't take it off. Show it to all your new friends. They're gonna think it's great."
Speaking of bizarre appearances,
The girl in the bubble.
Yeah.
Leopold is not human. So 3 of you are standing there, and you can immediately see that one of your dorm mates is not human.
He's trying to hide it. He's got the glasses on, and he's got like a scarf around his face. But it doesn't, you know.
Hugo walks up to him, holds out a hand, and says, Sergeant Hugo Waters, pleasure to meet you.
And he kind of shyly takes your hand and says, Leopold.
So unless Leopold is proficient in a disguise kit or is using magic of some kind, all of your efforts to hide your non-humanity are going to fail. Your people are going to be able to tell by looking at you.
Yeah, I figured.
Yeah.
That doesn't mean he's not going to do it.
Correct.
It seems we'll be living together for the next 5 years, I think, is what it is. Is it 4 or 5 years?
The next 1 year for sure.
Okay.
Any number of things might happen in between academic years.
Fair enough.
He goes, so you're a big guy, aren't you?
He's pretty muscular, yeah.
Is Hugo a beef daddy?
He is pretty beefy.
The funicular cars arrive in the bottom. The two tram cars are not connected. You can't cross between. I mean, you probably could with an acrobatics check, maybe if you were in if you were in an Indiana Jones movie, but you wouldn't want to do it casually. But it looks like a group of 6 quandrix first years are getting on the other side of the car. Before any of the 4 of you are allowed to approach your side of the car, a couple of Strict Shadow workers, people working down in the trade town, approach the car with 6 of these guys carrying this large wooden crate. They step it up onto the car, they set it upright, and then they vacate, and then the 4 of you are free to board.
Hugo step on, take a seat, be staring at this crate with a little bit of curiosity.
It has a huge
Goodbye,
red stamp on the front of it labeled Fuzzy Cheese.
Fuzzy cheese.
Goodbye, darling. Write letters to us. We love you.
And there's
Mom.
a noticeable jolt as the funicular engages, and a loud clack, 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 clack as it starts to ascend.
Funicular.
Funicular.
So how
Such
many-
a fun word.
There's 4 of us on here currently.
4 of you on here, and this large crate labeled Fuzzy Cheese.
So Genevieve's gonna raise the visor on her helmet and get a look at everybody, and then make this sort of sound, and the visor will snap shut.
Hello?
Alistair is just watching curiously.
Hi, someone's in here.
It's not a privy, right? You don't carry your privy around, do you?
No, I haven't invented that yet. No, but I'll write it down.
You want to add a toilet to your armor?
Well, sure. Wouldn't that be functional and helpful for people on the go in the military? You could whisk it away later.
It would smell atrocious.
Okay, maybe it's got a few wrinkles in the plan, but hey,
Also, you could just wear a diaper, I suppose.
the woman in the armor and helmet turns to you, and you can feel her disapproval through the visor, which then snaps up, and you see a pair of spectacle eyes that are crossed and frown at you. Basically.
You know who I'm picturing here? What was her name? Was her name Cecilia from Suikoden 3? Like the bumbling
Yes,
knight girl
actually.
that wears that heavy helmet and like
Actually,
a schoolgirl
yes.
skirt.
I wasn't even going for that, but that's sort of where I am right now.
All right, well, we just need to change your marker. That's all.
Yeah, well, I should have been Cecile.
Is it Cecile? Maybe it's Cecile.
Cecile.
Yeah.
What do you guys do with the giant crate of fuzzy cheese?
I mean, it's not my crate,
not
so I'm
gonna-
not going to open it.
Same.
Genevieve will look at it and
Doesn't
sniff it.
smell like cheese, but when you examine it, you notice there are air holes punched into one side of it.
Yeah, let's step back.
Is cheese normally alive or need to be aired out? Genevieve will say.
She's normally fuzzy.
She's gonna listen next to the box.
You hear breathing from inside of it.
There's something in there. And she jumps back.
Hmm.
I'm gonna knock on the like with the knowledge that there's somebody in there. I guess I'll knock on it and ask if they would like to be let out.
So as Tribble's character does this, Alistair will pull out his bowl and start playing a spooky sort of tune.
Don't do that. I'm scared already.
Geppa, someone's knocking on your crate.
Hello, would you like to come out and sit in a chair?
Is that an option?
I mean, I don't see any rules against it.
Oh, it's talking. Wait, it's talking? You're talking?
Okay, chair sounds good.
Uh,
You'll have to get a pry bar.
I'll look over at
Oh shit! I was gonna type my name on the table.
I'll look over at Hugo and ask him if he wouldn't mind giving a hand. And I guess seeing if we can't get this crate open.
I don't know that. Hugo appears to have a little bit of a moral dilemma before then taking out the crate and or taking out his own crowbar and prying open the lid.
There is not fuzzy cheese inside of the crate, as far as I know.
That's Oh, you have a crowbar. Nice.
Yeah.
I didn't bring anything like that.
Never know when it'll come in handy.
What is inside of the crate?
Why are you in the crate?
I guess I was just being shipped here. Geppa has the crate has like a lining with kind of a weird black ichor that sort of clings to his body as he climbs out of it and then just flows back into the recesses of the crate.
What?
Geppa is also obviously not human, having a lot of like weird metal bits. His eyebrows in particular are the most noticeable, but bits of strange metal kind of protrude out of from under his skin all over the place.
I mean, do you want to come take a seat over here?
Does that hurt?
This is what hurt.
Those.
What is
Yeah.
okay. What's that voice?
Alistair motions with his bow towards a metal plate sticking out of Geppa.
Geppa kind of holds his arm up, kind of
Who
winces.
are
Yeah, every time. It hurts every goddamn time.
Who
He
are
will
you?
do his best to close the crate. Oh, I'm experiment G3P Alpha was what my creators usually called me. I've apparently been enrolled in this school.
I can't typeset alpha. Oh well, we'll go with that.
Hugo goes through his papers trying to find out if he's at least if did they give you paperwork or anything like that for like where you're going to class at? If I must admit I've never seen anything like you before.
Geppa pulls a little flask from his belt, takes a long drink of very similar looking black ichor. Hold on, I gotta roll d20 for that. It's in the rules.
Wait, why are you rolling?
Because if it rolls a 1, it stops working for an hour.
Oh, okay. That's not ominous. is
Oh,
it?
He just wants to play with his dice.
no, it's I believe it was Prismari, right? That's where we're headed. I'm a Prismari now, or is Plural Prismari? We're all Prismari, I guess. I have something, and he kind of looks through. Like, I think I have some school colors in there. I'm not sure entirely what I got shipped in with.
I look in the crate at the pile of ooze.
There's also like character equipment in the bottom, and including a uniform.
Yeah, this is highly irregular because the rest of you, you're arrived here with luggage and things, but those things will be carried up in a freight elevator, and are supposed to be in your dorm room when you arrive. Students are not supposed to show up in a crate with their luggage to ride the funicular up.
Alistair's gonna walk over towards Geppa and start to kind of peer around him and look at the various pieces sticking out, getting inappropriately close as he does so.
Deborah doesn't seem to mind.
Genevieve might do the same. Are you a construct? She'll ask.
No, I'm pretty sure I'm living.
Do you want me to try and pull them out?
No, don't do that. You might hurt him.
Metal pieces.
They can come out on their own. Don't worry. It's fine. I'm pretty sure I am completely functional at this point.
You realize that's weird to think of yourself as functional, right?
Are you not functional? Is there something wrong with you? I don't know much about medicine, but I might be able to do something for you.
When you say that, is there something wrong with her? She kind of clams up and, well,
The funicular ride's not long enough to go into everything that Genevieve has wrong with her.
she's very socially awkward. Like, she doesn't even realize she's having a conversation until she's actually having a conversation, and then she panics.
So have we already signed up for like classes? Do we already know what our classes are going to be, or does that come later?
Yes, your class schedule has already been. You've like submitted the classes you want to take, and then with consideration for a bunch of metrics that you don't understand properly, your class schedule will be finalized by the time you reach your dorm room tonight. So tomorrow, your first day of class, you'll know where to report to.
So what is your does anybody have any does everybody know what their classes are? I say kind of lamely.
Genevieve looks surprised. We got to pick?
Yeah.
Did her mother pick for her?
Her family has chosen absolutely everything for her, and she has a sealed envelope on her person that she hasn't opened yet.
Okay.
I tried to sign up for Prophecies 101, but it was canceled, and the only thing I got back was a note saying foreseen circumstances. So they put me in.
No, you have to leave. You have to go.
I'm done.
You've ruined the campaign for all of us.
Geppa reaches into the crate, pulls out a backpack, takes a piece of parchment out of it, and just reads dryly out loud. History and survey of the Endarian Mountains, Introduction to Magical Biology, Play Actors Drama Club, and Archaeological Hauling. Plus there's a third one here, but I can't make fourth one here, but I can't really make out the writing.
Oh yeah, you all will have a class on your schedule that you don't actually have yet.
Yeah. Ooh, I'm in that class. Magical biology.
Likewise.
Theater? Dad?
What's wrong with theater?
You've talked to me for the last 10 minutes. You can clearly see why I'm not prepared to be in front of people.
Maybe that's why you're in theater. Maybe they will prepare you. It is a class.
Indeed. Also, there are roles in the performing arts that don't require you to be in front of an audience.
Her eyes light up.
Genevieve.
Her eyes light up, and she says, "Seriously? I don't have to. I don't have to be in front of people."
Set design, grips, stagehands, that sorts of things.
No. My dear in the armor. Don't you know, as it goes, you would make a wonderful tree standing in the background.
Why is he singing? Why is he singing?
I don't know. I take a step back, like I feel like everybody in the car just takes like an involuntary step back.
Amy
Geppa's
will
just,
put
like,
her
smiling.
helmet back on. The visor comes back down.
That wasn't bad.
Yeah, it's not bad.
The car comes to a
I-
stop at the top of the track and opens up into an area of the central campus called Archway Commons. It's called that because where the funicular comes in, the little station, you all depart. There are two Strixhaven staff there whose job apparently was to collect this crate and deliver it. They don't seem to understand exactly what's going on. The crate has been opened, but they don't do anything to you about it. They just kind of hammer it back into place, take the crate of black ichor to the place where it's supposed to be delivered, presumably your dorm room. But right in front of you is another one of these large stone archways built with, and the physical stones are still floating in space. And at one point, this would have been the receiving area for the Porte archway at the base of the foothills. So covering maybe a mile or so, with quite a lot of vertical hiking involved. You've just done in about 15 minutes what used to be done in seconds, just walking through a teleportation circle. The campus itself is gorgeous and meticulous. The grounds are extensive. There are residence halls here, administration buildings, classrooms, laboratories, large open air commons area where you see students from all walks of life rediscovering each other. As first years, you were supposed to immediately report to the campus of elemental art. You're supposed to head over to Prismari campus. In the center of
Hugo starts looking around for guide stones or signs of which way he's supposed to go.
not signs as such, but you can kind of orient yourself. You can look up in the distance beyond the fountain and the hedgerows. You can see a building called the Biblioplex, which is the center of Strixhaven campus. This is currently, to anybody's knowledge, the largest library and repository of information in the Republic. And from there, you can kind of orient yourself, because the roads branch off of the Biblioplex in 6 different directions. If you will look at the map here, one connects back down to Archway Commons, where you are now, and then one heads out to each of the 5 satellite campuses. So it's really just a matter of just asking somebody, hey, which way to Prismari campus? And you'll be pointed that direction. But also, you can almost look on the horizon and see, because the terrain looks very different in the west than it does from the east, for exactly the reasons you can see on this map.
That's where we're
that over
going.
there?
And Prismari campus is this one that looks like a roller coaster?
A little bit, yeah.
Yeah, it's the
looks
most
like
fun place on campus.
It looks like an amusement park to me.
You can't see any of the 5 satellite campuses from the central campus. They're all fairly far away. Like, it would take probably a good hour or so to make the walk. And you could make the walk. The walkways are in good repair. There are students who like run up and down for exercise kind of thing. They're definitely available to be used. But they're also brand new gleaming steam-powered engines that take cars back and forth. Again, like about 15-minute cycles or so.
Alistair's just going to start walking across the bridge towards a roller coaster.
So you don't want to take the cable car across. You want to make the walk?
Yeah, he wants
Yeah,
to see campus.
Okay.
Yeah, same.
So the 5 of you are walking together?
Yeah,
Maybe
sure.
he's gonna look piningly back at the locomotive engine and follow everybody else because they're literally her only link to safety.
Throughout, I mean, you guys don't have time to explore all of the central campus right now, but I think one of you is working at the Fire Jolt Cafe, or will
Correct.
be for your work study. There's also a tavern here called Bows End Tavern. There's an enormous stadium in the central campus, which you can see here on the map, the Strixhaven Stadium. for
So
athletic events.
how much do we know about Strixhaven?
That's up to you. You can know as much or as little as you want.
Okay.
Like
Alistair probably knows a lot.
if it's been like Alistair's desire his whole life to come and study at Strixhaven, he might be able to point out to everybody what's going on. Versus like if Genevieve was kind of railroaded into it by her parents, maybe she doesn't know anything except
She knows literally nothing.
yeah.
Yeah,
I mean-
Alistair has wanted to come here because he heard they have a wonderful music program,
Mhm.
and so yeah, he's pointing things out and talking all nobly about each of these things and how important they are to the realm and what his family did to contribute to the various pieces.
So I mentioned in
need to-
session 0 that Strixhaven is not strictly a magic school. And this central campus here, this is where you get a lot of the gen ed kind of stuff. People do come here from all over the Republic to just study the physical sciences, histories, the arts, things like that.
We need to hurry up or we're going to be late. We don't want to be late on our first day.
You guys have a couple of hours, because remember, there's a bunch of students waiting back down to still be brought up in batches
No,
of 12.
Listen, if you're not 15 minutes early, you're late.
Oh, okay.
I agree with that.
Not that doesn't seem consistent.
Wait, we're on a clock?
It's just
God.
how polite society works.
And
Do
as
they
you
have like a
guys-
giant clock or a sundial or something around here?
Not that I know of.
Okay.
There would probably be sundial fixtures throughout the grounds, in the commons. But making your way over towards the bridge leading to Prismari campus, because Prismari is of the satellite schools, Prismari would be the most athletic of them. There's a lot of martial artists. There's a lot of people studying the physical sports as representations of art. So you actually see a group of third years jogging along the bridge as you go to cross, and you get the sense they're going to be doing this every day, probably for the next school year.
Ooh.
Maybe Alistair will wave and say hi.
And everybody's very friendly to you. There's not like a
Hugo is
school
also
uniform as such, but as
gregarious.
Prismari students, you would be expected to represent. The Prismari colors are red and blue. Whether you choose to represent those, and if so, how, that's up to you.
The things that Experiment G3 Alpha took out of his crate include his backpack, a sturdy walking staff, and a kind of almost garish red and blue like hooded cloak, which he has the hood down on.
Okay.
Do you want some help there, Geppa? I don't remember your name, so I'm just going to call you Geppa. Is that okay?
That's probably faster.
Okay.
It doesn't offend you, does it?
No more so than. Does your name offend you? I don't think I really had a name. It was more of a designation. Name works.
Were you
Get
created
that
in
is
a
then.
lab?
I don't have a lot of memory of that sort of thing.
Oh my.
Probably. I don't know.
We should find your parents one day and answer this question.
I mean, I know a little bit about that, and I think we're probably better staying here.
Don't you think you're coming off a little strong? I mean, we just met. She says to names. Alistair. Like,
You can't mean who this.
yeah.
Strong? No, not at all. I only want to help.
You want to find his missing parents? We don't even know his parents are. Are your parents missing?
Maybe
She
best not
said-
to talk about that too much.
See, this is already getting weird.
I don't have exact memories for very long, but I have impressions and ideas, and I don't think that I have the impression that digging around about my creation is probably going to end poorly. Someone who I experienced seemed to think that, at least.
It's ominous.
Cheer up, Geppa.
I'm in a bad mood. That doesn't bother me.
Genevieve,
You shouldn't worry about these things. It always works out for the best.
Sorry, I hear my name.
make me an Arcana check. Are you
Was that
proficient
Genevieve?
into intelligence Arcana? Are you proficient in perception?
Yeah, New character, who this? No,
No, okay.
just Arcana.
Just Arcana.
Yeah, okay. 12.
12, okay. At either side of the bridge are two more of these inert porte arches. Used to be students could just step through the teleportation circle to get from one campus to the other without having to cross this enormous bridge. And a lot of the walking space on the bridge has been relegated to the very sides to make room, to make space for this tram car to come up the middle. And it passes you back and forth several times as you cross.
Or like right here now or something.
You're at the far side of the bridge. You're approaching the campus now. And
Oh, okay.
What you immediately notice about Prismari campus is nowhere you look are there any right angles at all. That's including the terrain that the campus is built on and through. Clearly a space of a lot of geothermal activity, very rugged terrain. So you have like high walkways with like safety walls on either side so people don't drunkenly stumble off of them. And then below, just hundreds and hundreds of feet to a splattery, rugged drop below. The campus itself is very vividly painted in a variety of colors. And as you're coming off of the bridge, you enter an area called the Opus Walk, where hundreds of Prismari creations are displayed along the path that winds up towards the main Prismari Hall.
Hugo admires a couple as he walks past, but he's keeping pace with the rest of the group.
Genevieve is just looking around and going, Dad, you sent me to an art college.
Yeah, I think Alistair is looking impressed as he walks through.
There are sculptures and pieces of, well, you're outdoors, so there would have to be pieces of resilient art. You're not seeing like paintings hung up out here, but some of them are clearly magical sculptures rather than just being like a visage carved out of stone. They are contain forms of writhing elemental magic, gouts of fire that spiral around each other, strange like geometric shapes of water that loop through each other. It looks like about half of the space is reserved for the past couple of years, and only a few of the best pieces, the actual magnum opuses that are retained here for all time.
Geba nods appreciatively at most of the more abstract pieces. I could probably manage something like that.
Really?
Well, maybe with magic. I mean, not like that. I'm not saying it could be as good. I'm just saying, like...
I came here to learn to fight good.
And looking around, so have a lot of these students. This is where all the monks and martial artists and weapon masters, there's space for all of those kinds of things in Prismari, because the fighting arts are also the arts.
Yep. And Jen, that was your name, right? So anyway, like, and I mean, don't feel bad. I mean, it is an art college, but there's art in the mechanics of things, right? And I'm going to like do a roundhouse kick. Just see,
Impressive.
that's
I mean,
the mechanics of like how bodies move and things like that.
you see her kind of raise her arms and she looks at the armor that she's made, and it's kind of like, it's very functional, but like there's clearly no artistic composition to it at all. And she goes, I don't know how I'm going to fit in here.
Leopold, give me a
Yes.
popularity athletics check,
Oh, okay.
because you're doing
Ooh,
a
you did it.
You're doing a showy roundhouse kick right out here.
You did the thing.
in the open.
Can I-
You
May I-
triggered it.
May I use acrobatics instead of athletics?
This is athletics.
Dang. I tried. Okay, so that would be +1. Yes, +1. 19.
19, nailed it.
Ooh.
You do this showy roundhouse kick, and only after you've done it do you realize that like a lot of students are massing up in front of what it's called Conjurat Hall, is the main hall of Prismari. It's like the commons area where you would go to study or hang out on campus. And you were thinking about how many kids around you, like how many other students would be watching you do this roundhouse kick, and you have a moment where you're like, oh, I hope I didn't look like an idiot right there. But you see a group of third or fourth years standing nearby that give you a nod of approval at your physical prowess. You are the karate kid.
Roadhouse. Sure. He kind of slinks back a little bit, bashful. Pulls his scarf up over his face.
And before long, some of the school faculty is coming around to kind of mass the crowd of first years in front of the hall in order to receive your orientation speech from none other than Nine-Path Prismari himself, which Alistair would know is not just the current dean of the college, but also one of the founders of Strixhaven from 60 years ago.
Alistair will point this out to them. Oh, this should be good. He knows what he's talking about.
How old is he?
Are any of you trained in history?
Yes,
Genevieve is.
Genevieve is?
Yeah.
Alistair
She's the one
is-
asking the question, though.
Nine-Path Prismari is known as one of the heroes of the Unification War. He allegedly was a heretic who was being hunted by the church because he practiced magics and martial arts that were considered unseelie in those days. But in the days of the Unification War, he came down to fight for the Republic, single-handedly won battles that should have been suicide missions, like the level 60 guy joins your party kind of thing.
Yeah.
Mhm.
And
She's gonna look at him. Oh, sorry.
basically he's the highest level monk in the Republic.
She's gonna look at him and go, "He doesn't look anything like the textbook."
He would actually look exactly like any textbook you've seen him in, because his
Well,
appearance
the
is
textbook was like an artist rendition or something.
his appearance is probably, it has not changed at all in decades. He's a lot smaller than you were probably expecting, and not particularly muscular. He's a small, bald man. He's wearing robes that were most of the Prismari students were wearing either red or blue or some mixture of both. His robes have a kind of pearlescent quality. They are red from some angles, but blue from others, but they're never purple or
What color
magenta
is
in
this
between.
dress?
He can't be more than 5'5" or so. He steps out in front of the doors of the hall, and he clasps his hands together. And as he does, the students just become silent. The din of conversation dies down. He smiles warmly, and he looks like his eyes are closed at all times. When he speaks, his voice is amplified over the whole crowd, as though by magic. Because it doesn't sound like he's shouting or raising his voice. It has a very conversational, almost relaxing tone to it. He says, "Welcome, seekers of truth. Welcome, forgers of beauty and mastery. Welcome to all souls in motion. Welcome to the threshold of your own transformation. These grounds where we now stand are more than mere pathways of stone amidst the roiling of the world. This place is crucible, garden, and battlefield. Here your hands will forge wonders even as they bleed and break. Here your minds will gleam with inspiration even as your ideas crumble around you. Here you will be tested against the two ideals that permeate through all of magic, science, and history: perfection and expression. Perfection, the endless pursuit of mastery, the brushstroke refined through 1,000 repetitions, the spell sculpted into flawless precision, the blade wielded with unerring grace. It is not a destination, but a journey, without end. He holds up his other hand. Expression, the fire that burns within us all, the voice which cries to be heard, the shapes of ink, stone, sound, and spellcraft that only a gifted and privileged intelligence can conjure. The raw force of creation, unbowed by fear and doubt. These two ideals stand opposed. To perfect a thing is to smother its spirit, and to express freely is to abandon refinement. Nonetheless, these are the left and right hands of every artisan, the inhale and exhale of every dancer, the rune work and incantation of every mage. Here you will explore the space between them. You will seek balance. You will fail, and in failing, you will grow. He motions out to the crowd of students. Look to your peers. You will challenge each other, inspire each other, frustrate each other, and raise each other to heights you could never reach alone. Some of you will find beauty in the stillness of discipline. Others will revel in the chaos of creation. All of you will struggle. That is the nature of growth. Whether you paint here or dance, whether you create or refine, whether you relentlessly seek inspiration or wait unmoving for it to strike, whether your battlefield is canvas or parchment or chalk outlined ring, whether you succeed or fail, the heart of our world and our republic beats all the more fervently for each and every soul who passes through these halls. Welcome all to Strixhaven's College of Elemental Arts.
That's a pretty good speech.
Hugo claps.
Yeah, there's a lot of clapping and cheering right now.
Geppa raps his staff on the ground rhythmically with the clapping.
Okay. Also, a relatively short speech. You're sure that the Darkwood students are probably going to be standing there for 2 hours.
Silver Quiller there all day.
And with very little ceremony, Ninepath Prismari just turns and enters into the hall, and then the students are free to do as they will. Most of them are heading off towards the area of the dorms. Some of them are heading back to the cars because their dorm rooms are in the central campus. Yours are here on Prismari campus.
I don't know how I feel about being told that I'm going to fail.
Have you never failed before?
It's not
Well, I was homeschooled, so no.
well, it's only failure if you stop. Right?
Yeah.
If
It's
you
not a
give up.
failure if you keep pushing on.
And by the way, Leo is just vibrating very energetically after that speech. Like he's standing there with like Bo's fist in his hair, and he's just like, yes.
As you all are kind of standing there milling about in front of the hall, one of the older students approaches holding a ream of parchment, adjusts their spectacles, looks the five of you over, says, "Oh, are you?" He rattles off your names very quickly, pointing a quill at each of you in turn.
That's me.
Yes.
There's been a change in your class assignments.
Oh,
Oh, did Prophecy 101 become available?
If you'll follow me, the dean would like a word with you.
very well.
Oh.
I know you've been here 10 minutes and you're already being sent to the principal's office.
Hope it's not about us cracking this crate open.
You're taking inside of Conjurat Hall. And inside there's a large commons area where students are milling about. There's smaller library and study areas. On upstairs and downstairs levels, there would be there'd be classrooms, administration rooms. There's probably a cafe in here. I don't actually have a map of Conjurat Hall, I don't think. But the design of the building is such that there's no straight lines anywhere. This place could have been made out of just random chaotic movements of stone, water, and fire.
I think I'm starting to get a little nauseous.
The dean,
Try wearing a helmet. It filters out a lot of the color.
the dean stands with his hands folded in his robes at a fountain on the far side of the hall. He doesn't have an office as such. You quickly come to learn. He turns and he smiles, regards all of you. It is my honor and privilege to speak with first-year Prismari students.
It's an honor and a privilege to have your attention, I suppose.
Hi.
I really liked your speech.
Genevieve's a little starstruck. That's all she can squeak out.
He says that he has given the same speech without modification for 60 classes of incoming students.
A good speech.
So that's the repetition. Where's the perfection?
He smiles and thinks he likes to think that the speech was perfect upon its first delivery.
Yep, we'll nod.
I have pulled the 5 of you aside because there is an anomaly with your class schedule. For the first time in recent memory, I will have 5 students attending my college who will not be taking any classes at Prismari campus. This is actually true. I went through and looked at all the classes you guys gave me. Lots of Darkwood and Witherbloom. So we've got like Ferniscan Unification War History, that's Darkwood. Introduction to Magical Biology is Witherbloom. Applied Magical Theory would be Quandrix. Parliamentary Debate would be Silverquill. And each of you had, at one point, obviously signed up for some sort of artistic class. Otherwise, you wouldn't be in Prismari. He says there's been a last minute change. Whatever class you signed up for has been dropped. You will instead be taking a class, all 5 of you, called Mycoloalchemy. Poisons, potions, and panaceas.
You're gonna have to type that name of that out.
I don't have to type anything. I'm just going to paste it into the chat.
Yeah, that works too.
Yeah. Mycoloalchemy. Poisons, potions, and panaceas.
Oh, I don't know why I didn't go there with the spelling. Okay.
Oh, it's based on.
I got it
Kennedy.
right. I got it right. Hell yeah.
Even though none of you will be studying here on campus, I do, of course, expect all of you to represent the highest of Prismari ideals in whichever path you walk during your time here at Strixhaven.
Absolutely.
I expect greatness and more from all of you.
Yes, sir.
And that's it. That's all he had to say. You are dismissed to go about your business.
I have questions real quick about
Yeah.
this Michael. So what's the number one? What's the class code?
You guys are doing the class codes. You
Yeah,
come
I'll
make-
make
I suggested one in the chat.
Yeah. Who's the
Give me,
instructor and
actually,
what
before you go over the
skill?
class code, give me I'll let the group do this. So one of you can make it at advantage if at least 2 of you are looking into it. A charisma investigation or popularity investigation.
Can
I'm good at
do-
none of that.
I
don't-
could have a 4 in that.
I have-
4.
I have a +2 to my investigation roll. Actually,
You
plus
could have
3.
You can throw bard
I-
sauce on this too.
I could throw a 2 or a 3 into
Oh, I
it.
do have bard sauce.
Yeah, I have my popularity investigation would be 4.
So you can
Oh,
make
I
it
only
at
have-
advantage if at least 2 of you are kind of, because you're kind of looking into what is this class kind of thing.
Yeah.
Sure. Do you want me to roll this?
Hold on, I think
all
I have
means.
bard sauce. Yeah, I'm gonna give you bard sauce.
Okay. What is that at level? So D4, D8,
D6, I
D6.
believe. I believe it starts at a D6.
It is a D6.
Okay. So +4.
Okay, I have to put the table back sideways. Sorry, viewers.
Oof.
12.
12. You don't learn anything about the class if you're just kind of asking around to other students, kind of pick up the vibes of it. But when you mention it, some of the second
Wait, did you
and
do
third
that?
years,
Did you do that at advantage, Raz?
Yeah, I had 3 and a 2.
Oh,
Yeah,
the
it's a D6.
response you get is kind of like, "Oof, sorry about your luck." But you don't get any actual useful information about what this class is or who's teaching it, or all you know is that it's held on Witherbloom campus.
I guess that answers my third question: is what skill do we enter? Question mark, since we don't know.
Any skill that you want and you think you could justify. Like, I'm not totally
see,
worried
okay.
about it.
Oh, okay.
That
You can
aspect
pick
of your
it.
classwork is your way of building up your character, similar to how you would use downtime actions to learn skills in previous campaigns.
Oh, I know what skill I should put here. Okay.
The last thing that's supposed to happen today, you guys kind of have the afternoon to yourselves. You get settled up in your dorm room. By the time you get there, the Geppa's crate has been delivered. Actually, I have the map for the dorm rooms. I used new map software for this. Did I upload it? I uploaded it.
As we're walking around, Geppa will offer anyone who wants some of his ichor from his flask.
I'll
No,
take
thank
a
you.
sip. I'll take a sip.
Maybe
And then
later.
like immediately spit it out and like start rubbing his tongue.
Alistair will take a small sip. What does it taste like?
It tastes fine. It's slightly metallic, but still slightly metallic, kind of bitter, but not bad.
These are
What
5
is
foot
this?
squares, right? Oops.
Yes, 5 foot squares. So yeah, I found this new software that I kind of like. What's it called? Dungeon Alchemist. It says it uses AI to generate the maps. I don't think it does because it's running on my laptop, and it's clearly not using any kind of like machine learning. It's just you draw a
feel like that's
square
a
and it randomly
buzzword.
populates it with stuff, and then you can add stuff or delete it. So this is like, oh, I need a dungeon in 6 seconds, and all I have time for is to draw a bunch of squares, and then I'll worry about what's actually in it later. But your dormitory, looking at it from the outside, each dormitory hall is unique and looks a little different. Yours looks like a plant where there's like a central stalk of this plant, and then at impossible angles coming off the side are the various living quarters. So each floor is like a common quarters unto itself. And you guys are at the very, very top of this spiral staircase that you're going to be trudging up and down all day, every day. There are 6 rooms, but there's only 5 of you here. And I can put stuff into your rooms. Like I can load this map up in the thing. If you're like, hey, I need whatever you need, artist easel, like a training dummy, musical instruments.
Yeah. So I
Here's
need
the book thing.
I need a standing steel harp, and I need their bed to be replaced with a long crate filled with ichor.
Yeah, just
And I think an armor stand would also be nice.
submit all bedroom requests to the Flumph chat so I can reference it this week. This is I love this thing here. It's like a standing rotating bookshelf.
Yeah, keep that. I actually really liked that.
And it gave you guys a grand piano, which is cool, I thought.
Yeah, because Alistair totally knows how to play that.
So are you guys claiming you're supposed to have you're supposed to have one more room
Unless they're
up
already
here.
assigned.
So you got a common area to like hang out, to chill. You also have each block of dorms has its own private washroom. So you got 6 college students all using the same bathroom.
Gross.
That's typical though.
I will learn prestidigitation as soon as I can.
Oh, I can clean that.
5 teenage
Likewise.
boys using the same bathroom.
It's a co-ed dorm. Genevieve is the only girl here.
4, excuse me, I'm sorry.
Well, 3 teenage boys and whatever Geppa is.
He looks like he's about 15.
Weird, melty metal man.
Hugo plinks a few keys on the piano as he walks by.
Are you proficient in playing the piano?
Absolutely not.
Okay, it's a piano in good shape. Basically, this is your space to explore your artistic expressions in whatever direction that will take you.
Yeah, Alistair's going to sit down and play the piano.
Geppa will pull full height steel stringed harp from his crate and come out here and join Geppa, and join Alistair in his performance.
Let's get charisma musical instrument checks from the two of you. See how well you're doing. Are you proficient in a piano, Alistair?
Yes.
There you go.
The bowl, which is a violin, a flute, and a piano.
All right.
Oh hey, I've got a -1. That's still a 21.
It's pretty good. How did Alistair do?
Charisma would be a 14 with proficiency. 16.
All right. So within moments of you guys getting up, and all your foot lockers or your luggage trunks or whatever you had have been delivered to your rooms. You have room assignments that follow where they go, and within a few minutes, Geppa and Alistair have filled the whole space with harp and piano music. The last thing on your itinerary today is you're each supposed to meet with your second-year mentor. Your class assignments your finalized class assignments have been delivered. They're in your room when you find them. You're also given a task from Prismari College itself. Prismari College is going to put on a first-year exhibition. Every student, most students, not every single student, but you 5 for sure, arrive here having some mastery over some small magical cantrip. And as part of your orientation process, getting used to exploring the arts of Prismari College, your job is to design a short exhibition that you will perform utilizing your cantrip. So Hugo, yours is prestidigitation. Genevieve's is mending. Leopold's is blade ward. And then Geppa and Alistair have both taken shillelagh.
No, I took Mage Hand instead.
You took what?
Mage Hand.
Oh my god. Let's change that in my notes then. Okay.
I told you before we started.
I don't listen to you.
Apparently.
I don't have to listen to you. I'm the DM. Now, the assignment is supposed to be like your second year mentors are going to help you put this exhibition together. That's what you're going to be meeting with them today about. Kind of a getting to know you thing. Their job is to kind of be available throughout the year to help you acclimate to life on campus. And it's also like a learning process for them too, because it's their first time being in a mentorship or leadership position over someone else. So what do you guys do for kind of the remainder of the afternoon? You're kind of left to your own devices to be at the dorms, explore the campus.
Alistair announces he's going to go explore the campus.
I'm going to go get
likewise.
something to eat.
Okay.
If you want to start your exploration at the cafe or whatever is in the campus.
Sounds as good a place as any.
Well, I've got a I'm supposed to meet with an Elena, the coffee mancer. I don't
Oh, come on, Sergeant. Come with us to the chow hall.
believe she's
She's in Fire Jolt Cafe, which is back at the central
Yeah.
campus.
that's actually kind of where I'm inclined to go to.
Okay.
Can I come too? And Genevieve peeks out the hall. or
I
out of her door.
would be insulted if you didn't come with me.
Well, why don't we start in that cafe then?
So
Seems like I used
she's-
to walk.
So
She's taken off her armor and she's like half the size she was before. She's this little tiny girl.
does she have like stilts inside of her boots?
I don't know how it works, but like she's surprisingly small.
She needs a
compared to,
ladder
like,
to climb up into her armor.
Well, I mean,
Hugo
that's kind of how I
has divested himself of the great axe that was on his back, but he still got a mace and shield to hand.
So let's talk food for a moment. As students of Strixhaven, your food is essentially paid for. You guys get some number of meal tickets that you cash in at the cafeterias on the various campuses. For stuff like eating at the cafe and the tavern, that comes out of your pocket, though. If you want to get crunk, if you want to eat in the nice cafe, if you want to eat anything other than just school food, it's coming out of your pocket. And right now, I don't think any of you have much money.
Yeah.
Some money.
Well,
No, but that's
so.
what
My treat.
Okay.
I don't know what else this stuff is good for. It's pretty nice. Like I like the metal of it, but
I mean,
And it'll jingle a coin purse. I have 25 gold.
How much could an ale cost? 10 gold?
That's awfully kind of you, Geppa.
So Fire
I
Jolt,
don't know what else I'll use it for.
Fire Jolt Cafe stands at the edge of Archway Commons, near to the Biblioplex in the central campus. And according to the book, this is where students cram both information and caffeine into themselves before exams.
Sounds about right.
You're not, you don't have to report for work study today. You just kind of go up there to see if you can meet with this coffee mancer.
Yeah, just to introduce myself.
Okay. Are any of you actually buying lunch?
Yeah, I'll buy everybody lunch and a round of their strongest coffees.
All right.
Assuming I can do that with 25 gold pieces. I don't know how much it'll actually cost. But
it's
Geppa doesn't know how much it'll cost either, so that's what he does.
much, much, much less than that. In
Okay.
fact.
He just places like 25 gold pieces down on the table.
And then
Like
walks
he just
away.
kind of watches them to kind of figure out the monetary value of things.
Oh, I'm sure there's a sign that tells me what it costs.
5 lunch, please.
I would like 5 lunch, please. Yeah, give me 2 seconds. I think I've got a. In fact, I know I've got a table for how much everything costs, and it's not that much.
Jamie will point at the sign and it says, it costs, and then she'll tell you the exact price.
Like, I would be surprised if it was even 1 piece of gold. Adventuring levels. Nobody's got any relationship points yet. I don't know. Let's call it 5 silver pieces for
Okay.
everybody to get a strong coffee and a cream cheese bagel.
So this is embarrassing to admit, but I've never had coffee before.
Actually, call it 5 copper pieces. It says right here, coffee, cola, or tea is 1 copper.
I'm sorry, you've never had coffee before?
No,
Oh my dear. Here, first try it before you put anything in it.
she
And
typically
Alice
takes a
also
sip.
watches.
And she goes,
Greatest
"Ooh,
substance created by air.
She takes a sip of it, and it's really bitter. And she goes,
Okay. Now-
it's bitter, but why do I want more
Okay,
of it?
wait. Alistair will hand her a packet of sugar and a little thingy of cream. Now put these in and mix it.
She'll follow instructions and say, "Ooh,
Try another sip.
too much sugar, but it's good. It's good."
Leopold.
What? Why? She's like starts to like visibly vibrate, and she's like, "What's happening?"
Geppa drinks down a cup that looks uncomfortably hot. Like it might burn you.
You
It's pretty good. Could be hotter, but it's not
you
bad.
you all look at Leopold, and he's just upending the sugar into the thing.
I'd like to imagine the sugar cubes are like perfect polyhedral shapes.
Yeah, like he's put like 14 or 15 sugar cubes in his. He's just continuously going.
You missed the opportunity to say you have 15d6 sugar damage in your coffee.
All right, I'm gonna step away for 1 minute.
Hugo,
Be right back.
Hugo takes his coffee black.
This is amazing. This is amazing. How has nobody ever told me about this before? I love it. I love it. I love it.
I can guess why.
Well, I put too much sugar, but I can figure out the ratios and everything. I bet I can make a perfect cup of coffee. All I have to do is... And then she just sort of like collapses.
Huh. And I'm still spooning sugar into my coffee. Haven't even taken a sip yet.
Geppa just takes one of the sugar cubes and eats it raw. It's not bad either.
All of a sudden, she pops back up and goes, "Anyway, what was I saying? It's good. Thank you."
Now add some of this. And Alistair will hand her a bottle of whiskey.
She'll reluctantly pour that in there and go, "Ew."
Did you put too
What?
much?
I might have been a little heavy-handed with it. What is this? Is this alcohol?
Of course. Coffee
you
and
supposed-
alcohol are a natural pairing.
Are you supposed to mix those together?
Wait,
I mean, I've had alcohol before, but like,
is Alistair spiking everybody's coffee?
well,
Yes, he is. He is making them North Warren coffee.
I am not.
Nobody lives in North Warren. North Warren is like a.
well, they
An
drank this
uninhabitable
coffee. That's
hellscape.
why. No,
Like-
Genevieve tried it.
The
It's
coffee is
old-
the only cultural survivor.
It's an old recipe from the Veritas family.
Okay.
I think the amount is off, but let's revisit this. And she actually takes out her notebook and writes down like things to do. Fixed
Also not bad.
coffee alcohol ratio.
Also could be hotter. And Geppa holds his hand over the coffee, murmurs an arcane incantation, and just the slightest bit of metal like pierces through his palm, causing a drop of blood to sort of fall out and then evaporate, and the alcohol suddenly starts steaming, and then he drinks it. Yeah, how about it like that? That's a prestidigitation.
Yikes.
That's
You all look
unsettling.
over, and I'm still adding sugar to my coffee.
How did you and she drops her glass like just and it actually cracks a little bit and she goes, "Oh, shoot."
You're gonna get thrown out.
Well, she'll use her mending skill to like fix it. There we go. Good as new.
That takes 10 minutes, by the way.
Well, okay. You're watching her do that for 10 minutes.
And the whole 10 minutes, Leopold is still shoveling.
Adding sugar. Like at this point, like and then when he runs out of sugar, he takes a spoon and like stirs it and then starts to eat the coffee.
Okay, so wait. So as Leopold is adding sugar, Alistair will be helpful and use Mage Hand to remove the top of the sugar container. So it just dumps in.
I thought it was like cubes. I was just adding cubes.
Please, Leopold, would you like some coffee with your sugar?
Yeah. It's what I'm doing. He's just eating it with a spoon now.
It's
It's
don't
like
get
crunchy.
Yeah.
She's
Oh,
just like,
crunchy coffee.
"Oh,
That's horrible.
oh." Weird to anyone else? Is that weird? She looks around.
Everyone drinks their coffee differently. It's fine.
about the time.
That's not drinking. Drinking
Leopold.
requires liquids.
By the time Leopold is done eating his coffee,
Yeah.
you guys realize that the time has come to go meet with your mentors to discuss this exhibition.
Gotta go find her. I have no idea where she would be.
Who wants to go first?
I can go.
All right. Leopold, where on this map are you going to be meeting with your mentor, Timid? Just pick any location and we'll just say that's where you were told to report.
Is there like a park in the central area?
Oh, yeah. There's a big,
Yeah,
big
just-
commons area.
Just a big, just a random park in the area, central area.
Okay. And as you're approaching, you see the young man built like a brick shithouse, with a crowd of younger students around him that are just laughing, carrying on, to the point where you almost feel like an intruder as you approach. He's huge, muscular, and he's got a fighting stick. Wearing the colors of House Quandrix. Or Quandrix College. It wouldn't be houses, they'd be colleges.
I'm gonna wave at him.
Okay? Don't get his attention. He's focused on these other... in fact, it looks like he's doing his best to try to impress the kids that are standing around. Kind of milling about, drinking up all of your mentor's time.
Okay. I'm gonna slide up
Okay?
and I'm going to like what are these kids like kids like they look like first years?
Yeah.
What's going on?
There's this air of just kind of relieved awkwardness around them. Like they're just as lost in the giant campus as you all were. And it appears that Timot's just doing his best to put them at ease, cracking jokes, telling stories about campus, offering direction, and quite a lot of flexing and showing off his muscles.
I'm gonna stare at him for a moment and then go, and I'm gonna pull off my shirt and start flexing too.
Nice. Give me a popularity intimidation check.
All right. This is not gonna go well, but sure. Because I'm a monk. I'm lithe. I'm not. Intimidation. I think that'd be a. Okay, -2.
Hooray!
16.
All right, that's not bad. And you have a moment of almost the same, like, is Leopold just driven to show off like this
Yes.
frequently? Okay. And there's a couple of giggles throughout the students, because like you said, you're not the most muscular, certainly not as muscular as Timot. But you make a good show of yourself.
He's built like the headmaster is.
And Timot reaches up and twirls his thin mustache around one of his fingers. Ah, wait! You're the guy!
That's me. I'm the guy.
Hey, this is
Are
the
you
guy! He tells the other kids.
Are you the guy?
He holds out his hand in welcome. Says, I am Timot. I am to be your mentor this year.
I am Leopold.
I hope you don't mind. I told some of my new friends, and he motions to these other non-specific first years. I told them they could be part of the exhibition at Prismari that you're putting on. You don't mind, right?
Is he talking about the thing where we got to do something with our?
You're supposed to design some kind of exhibition for your Blade Ward cantrip. And Timid has just invited all of his other brand new first year friends to come along and be part of it.
I'm gonna look at them.
Yeah.
Like
most of them are probably gen ed students. Most of them are probably just here to study accounting or something like that.
And we'll look at him. Can any of you throw rocks?
One of them raises a hand and says, I can probably throw rocks.
Sure, sounds like a fun.
Does Leopold actually have an idea of what he wants to do for the exhibition?
My cantrip is Blade Ward Brick Road.
Yes.
I'm just gonna have people hit me.
Are you gonna have Timid hit you?
I was, yeah.
So what does this look like in campus? You just ask people to start chucking rocks at you?
Okay. You know that you know those martial artists, like somebody walks up, like kicks them in the nuts, and they go, you know, like those videos and stuff. Yeah, that's kind of what I was picturing.
People are very apprehensive about actually attacking you here in the quad.
Okay. I mean, we can do it later.
That makes it okay. Now, not so good. Later, fine.
I mean, but I would like to practice at some point.
Okay.
So, you know, maybe we could schedule a time, I tell the other first year students.
So are you trying to get rid of the other students so you can have Timid to yourself?
No. I mean, you said they were uncomfortable with throwing rocks at me.
They are. That's a weird thing to ask somebody to do.
Hi, we just met.
I mean, does do any of them like looking at him like weird because of the facial features? Because like he's got like scale like lights like I'm just picturing they're kind of like freckles, but they're scales.
You're not getting any like physical reactions that you're not used to.
Right. Have I seen any more? I'm assuming that we've kind of seen people wandering around that were less than human.
Only Geppa.
Only Geppa.
Yep. Timon asks you, all right, so the exhibition is supposed to be about showcasing some cantrip you know. So what can you tell me
Yeah.
about that?
Well, it stops. It lessens the blow when I get hit.
It seems like it could be very useful.
Yes. In fact, I bet you that my cantrip would beat out your stick.
Oh, I don't know about that. He proudly thumps his stick against the ground.
Well, I mean, I've got to practice anyway. You want to try?
So you guys practice for a few moments, and it very quickly becomes obvious that Timid is pulling his punches, afraid he's going to hurt you.
Right.
Like he's not gonna swing his stick hard enough at you to comprise like a to-hit roll. Which means he's not gonna really give you an opportunity to show off your cantrip.
All right.
And
Try
he's
to,
very easily distracted anytime one of the other hangers-on chimes in or says something. You're definitely not the focus of his attention.
All right. Well, do you have any suggestions then, Timot?
He thinks about it for a moment. Perhaps we could put together a form of some form of performance fighting. That's sort of what you Prismari types do, isn't it?
Well, yeah, I mean, yeah, I guess. I mostly just punch things.
And
I could do a cool roundhouse kick, and then I do another roundhouse kick.
And the other kids look suitably impressed. But Timid continues to twirl up his mustache. That's not really showcasing your cantrip, though, is it?
Right. It lessens blows, so the only thing I can think of is to have people hit me. But, I mean...
One of the other students asks what your plan is if the cantrip fails. And you have to get hit for real.
I shrug. Just say, well... Then I guess I get hit for real.
Give me a charisma persuasion check to see if you can persuade Timid to take a real swing at you.
Okay. No.
No. So Timid lies to you and tells you that he'll stop pulling his punches, but he just definitely doesn't. And no matter how long you practice, you can make the hits look kind of real with a performance or acrobatics check, but you're just not going to convince him to actually hit you.
Okay.
So your exhibition plans are kind of in the pot at this point.
You have a whole year to figure that out, though.
No, this exhibition is supposed to be done within the week.
Oh, so I
Yeah.
thought this is a year-end thing.
This is part of your introduction to Prismari College. Like some group of students will be putting on an exhibition probably every evening on campus for the next couple of weeks until all the first years have done theirs.
Does it have to be me and him? Can I just hire anybody? Can I just hire somebody to hit me?
It can be whatever you want. And Timid is supposed
Okay.
to help you plan it, and it's becoming very quickly apparent that he's not much help.
Okay. I'm trying to look up Timid in my in the Flumph chat here because you pasted all their stuff. Let's see. Well, I mean, I can just you don't have to hit me, Timid. It's fine. I can get somebody else to do it.
Very well.
I mean, they won't be as experienced as you, so hopefully that works out better. Doesn't backfire.
So you're going to take one of the other Prismari students and just have them start beating on you to show how Blade Ward works?
Yeah.
Okay.
Probably because there's a nice soldier. He's a little older than me. He's in my dorm room. I'm pretty sure I could probably get him to hit me with that mace.
You're talking about Hugo?
Yeah.
Hugo has an axe, not a mace.
He has
a
both.
mace.
He has both. Okay. Hugo, are you willing to beat up on Leopold for this exhibition?
I
I'd
mean-
need to see the effectivity of his cantrip before I would attempt to go hard.
It's either okay. So I do have a plan B, but it's stupid, and it's not going to make me look good.
So I have two more questions for Leopold. First, are you cutting Timid out of the planning for this once it becomes apparent that he's not much help and is very easily distracted?
No,
No?
I like genuinely like Timit.
Okay. So that's my second question was, do you feel that your first contact with Timit has raised your relationship to 1 point or lowered it to -1 point?
No, I genuinely like Timit. Like, and what I'll ask him to do is to see if he can't make sure there's, since he's so popular and everything, see if he can't get some first aid on standby, because I am going to take damage during the because it doesn't stop blows, it just lessens them.
Okay. Yeah, Timid has friends all over campus. Like, I'll find somebody at Silver Quill who can come down and be on hand in case. I mean, probably there will already be first aid there because just the nature of first-year students firing off cantrips in every direction.
Right. I don't know that. Timit's here. I'm going to ask his help.
Who wants to meet their mentor next?
I can go.
I can go.
Geppa, you have actually received a handwritten letter sealed with wax that was already awaiting at your dorm room, telling you the precise time and place you were to meet with Al-Sihar Al-Azraq. So where
Which
is that place?
college is Al-Sahar in?
Silver Quill.
I think it'd be on the Silver Quill campus,
Okay.
like in one of their common areas.
Okay. When you arrive, Al-Sihar is a second year, but he looks much younger than any of your other dorm mates. He's short, scrawny, tapping his foot impatiently as you approach. Although he's one of the rare people that you've crossed paths with on campus that has not had a reaction to Geppa's looks.
Mm-hmm. I think this is the right place, and I hold up the letter.
He nods. So you're Geppa?
Yeah, that's what people are calling me, so I think I'm going to go with it.
Takes up his Zapper Keeper, opens it up, checks some handwritten notes. And I'm to understand that your cantrip for your Prismari exhibition is supposed to be Shillelagh?
Yeah, that's probably a good encapsulation of what it can do.
Very well. I am Al-Sihar Al-Azraq. I will be your second-year mentor for the duration of this year. You're dismissed. You can go back to your dorm room. I will have your presentation delivered there tomorrow morning. It will be sufficient. As long as you follow directions, you will get good marks. You will impress the instructors. And as far as he's concerned, that's the end of the meeting. He's going to do the work for you.
Well, what do I get to do?
As I've said, and he starts speaking a little bit more slowly now. As long as you follow my instructions completely, you will give a sufficient exhibition and receive high marks. Is that not your goal?
Have you not finished the instructions yet? Can I see them? Or you can just tell me. I don't need anything in writing. I've got a pretty good memory.
It will take me a few hours to study the nature of the Shillelagh cantrip and determine what it can and can't do, but you may rest assured that my production will be sufficient. In fact, it will be
Do I
exceptional.
need to bring anything else? Is that all going to be in the letter?
What he's saying is you're going to wake up tomorrow, you'll have instructions. You won't have to
Oh yeah, I know. I'm gonna keep needling him.
keep needling him.
Yeah. Do
And-
I need other people? Is there going to be? I mean, the magic isn't exactly like. I don't know. I get the impression from the last time I did something that's not exactly something people consider normal.
He gives a heavy, wearied sigh. He says, look, I don't mean to brag, but you will not be the first student who has benefited from my mentorship. Last year, when I was a first year, towards the end of the school year, I was approached and offered an early entry into the mentorship program to deal with a particularly problematic first year that had gone through several mentors to that point. And she excelled with my tutelage. And so
her
I
name?
have every confidence that as long as you do what I say...
Which college is she in? Is she good looking?
She... Give me an insight check.
That's actually an insight of, I think, 13? Yes, 13.
As he kind of chokes on trying to answer all of your questions at once and tells you that her looks are completely irrelevant, but you notice the faintest of blushes. He doesn't think her looks are irrelevant at all.
Did I get her name?
He does not give you her name, no.
Okay.
You might be able to pry it out of him. How are you trying to do that?
Oh, no. I'm gonna... No, I'm gonna... No, I don't need to get anything else from him. I've got plans.
Oh no.
See, as far as Alsahar is concerned, he's going to design your shillelagh routine, give you the specifics. He's going to make sure that the instructions are easy to follow.
The instant Geppa gets that out of him, he's like, "Oh, great, sure, thanks," and disappears.
It just walks off.
Yes.
Okay.
I'm going to need help from one of my dorm mates.
So would you say your first meeting with Alsahar Al-Azraq resulted in a +1 or -1 to your relationship status?
Huh. I mean, I did eventually give him what he wanted, so let's go with +1 for now.
Right.
Should I put that on my sheet right now, or?
Yeah, you can put...
Okay. So he goes to 1.
He goes to 1.
Yep.
So you are technically friends with Alsahar.
Very technically.
All right, who wants to go next?
The best kind of friend.
Where is Alistair meeting with his mentor, Kenny Bray?
Well, she seemed to be an engineering freak, so wherever there's a lot of steam engines, I guess.
Okay, so you would probably meet her at one of the 2 tram stations, either this side of campus or the other side, because she's actually a Witherbloom student.
Okay, so we meet on the Witherbloom side, I guess.
In fact, you would know her family by reputation. The Bray family are actually the ones who have designed the steam engines that now run the funiculars and the trams that go back and forth between colleges. And she is dressed, and she's both dressed as and smells like a ranch hand when you meet her.
Okay, well, that's better than I expected, since she's the town crotch.
Those are just rumors, maybe. She seems perfectly amicable. She gives you a look over. You're shorter than I expected.
Hey, you're prettier than I expected.
She crosses her arms and gives you a look like the flattery won't get you anywhere, but she does appreciate it.
So, what's this talent show thing that we have to do?
She shrugs. I wouldn't know anything about it. I'm here at Witherbloom. This is for you Prismari types. You got to show off your cantrip or something.
Oh. Well, that's easy.
So I guess we start there.
cool.
What can you do?
He will. Let's see. So, Mage Hand can only move 1 object at a time?
You're like 5 pounds, I think, is the limit. And you can't do like precision work with it. Is my
Okay, so
understanding.
I can't have Mage Hand play an instrument then?
Uh,
So a viol is basically a violin. So I
in
was thinking,
preparation
let's say-
for this session, I made sure to read everybody's cantrips in detail so I would know exactly what they can and can't do. But then one of my players showed up and changed the cantrip at the last minute, and now my life is ruined. Thank you. No, I'll look it up real quick.
You like it. You
Mm.
thrive on chaos.
So the hand is visible. It's a spectral floating hand. And you can use it to manipulate an object, open an unlocked door container, store or retrieve an item. It cannot attack, activate magic items, or carry more than 10 pounds. So you can
Okay,
like
but it
move
can-
stuff
it can-
around.
Yeah, so it can move a bow back and forth across a violin.
Yeah, that sounds all right.
The handless violin.
So that's the suggestion you give to Kenny?
That's his initial suggestion, yeah. He holds out the violin and then uses Mage Hand to make it play a tune.
As she watches for a minute, give me an insight check.
What is my insight? That's a 19.
19. She seems to be enjoying the music, but she's not at all impressed by the magic. Mage Hand cantrip, something she's seen a million times.
You don't seem impressed by this.
She shrugs. It just seems to me that the impressive part of what you just did was learning to play that. What is that?
This is a viol.
Playing the viol?
Yeah. In some countries, they call it a violin or a viola.
Well, then it seems to me that's what you ought to do.
I mean, it's Mage Hand, so he's going to use Mage Hand to kind of like tussle her hair.
Getting handsy with the other students as long as it's mage handsy.
Yeah.
So you're openly flirting with Kenny.
Sure.
And she is definitely receptive to the flirting.
So are you supposed to help me with this thing on stage, or is this something I do with myself? Like, I don't know how this thing works.
She's very blasé about that sort of thing. Suppose I can if you need the help. I don't know that you do, though. Seems like you got a pretty good handle on this. Pretty good mage handle on this.
I try.
Boo.
Did she finger guns after that? Because she should have.
She has an actual gun. She's wearing a powder rifle on her back. That's like her.
Well, that's too big for finger guns. It's not called finger shotguns or rifles.
Yeah, Kenny's suggestion is that, like, you seem to have all this well in hand. She says you blow off the rest of the day's assignment and just go find something fun to do.
I like the way you think. Any ideas?
She always thinks shooting is fun.
Hey, you know what? I've never shot a gun before.
Yeah, there's
You
Oh,
wanna
no.
teach me?
Abort!
Not again.
Abort!
Not again.
there's
Abort!
there's an archery range in Witherbloom where she goes down to practice shot. She asks you whether or not you can use your magic hand to fire a rifle, which you can't.
Abort times 2.
Definitely
I need to
can't.
find out.
So if you try to attack with the rifle, it's going to fail spectacularly. The spell specifically says you cannot make an attack roll with it.
So can the spell be used to like pull the trigger if you're holding it?
You can use the spell to carry a rifle, but if you try to attack something with it, you're by definition going to fail. And that might still be fun.
I think that would be amusing. Let's try it.
All right.
Alistair dies in session 1.
Alistair will make the comment that I hope I'm a better shot than that Veritas kid I heard about.
What if it's the same
Oh,
guy
he's
that
pretty
gets
much.
shot? He's like 80
Yeah.
years
I was-
old now.
I was about to say that, like an 80-year-old man limping with a cane takes a musket bullet to the other knee.
Oh, please tell me that guy teaches firearms safety at the school.
Like his whole cart of cabbages turns over again.
My cabbages and knee.
No, the design of
knee.
it's designed to be an archery range for longbow and crossbow training. But there's no reason you couldn't use it for a powder weapon. You get the distinct impression that it's not supposed to be used for powder weapons. But you also get the impression that Kenny's doesn't care about rules that much.
Yeah, I mean, Kenny seemed like she was kind of apathetic, so Alistair just wants to make sure she has a good time while he's here.
Yeah, she seems to enjoy your company well enough. You're a high charisma character, but you cannot fire the weapon with Mage Hand. It just slips from the
Okay.
grasp, or the shot goes completely wide. Or I'll let you
Yeah,
decide
so-
how it fails.
Yeah, so mechanically that's great. He's going to suggest that they hide behind something sturdy. He's going to try with Mage Hand, and then we'll see how spectacularly it fails.
So yeah, whatever. You just can't make this. Probably good to learn this now and not in a combat situation later, right? This is not what the
he's
Mage Hand's
trying. He's
built
trying to
for.
have the Mage Hand like pick it up and pull the trigger and watching it like spin around and shoot in the wrong direction.
She thinks that for your exhibition, you should stick to the viola.
It's a good idea.
So would you say that your first encounter with Kinney Bray resulted in a +1 or a -1?
I'm going to say a +1.
Okay. Also,
Let's find Dahlia.
in the college she's attending, Witherbloom, this is the first time any of you have come onto the Witherbloom campus. This is where that bizarre Mycolo-alchemy class you were all strong-armed into is going to be held. And Kinney's a second-year Witherbloom student, so if anybody would know more specifics about it, she might.
Yeah, can Alistair ask about that?
Yeah, what do you ask?
What is this class? One of my dorm mates asked somebody, and they just gave him a terrified, scared, we should all run the other way look.
Mycolo-alchemy? Oh,
Yeah.
that's the weird mushroom class. Yeah, a kid died in that class last year.
Oh, really? How?
She shrugs, wouldn't personally know, but the story's told 5 different ways depending where you go. But yeah, showed up for class, left as a corpse. That's
Well,
be careful, I guess.
guess so. What's the worst that could happen, right?
Well, the worst that could happen is you die in that class.
Yeah, but death isn't the end.
All right, so we put you at a +1 for Kinney, and now you know that all 5 of you are enrolled in a class where a kid definitely died last year.
Oh, good. I'm sure
Who
nothing
are
nothing
excellent
wrong
and
about
wonderful.
Where
that.
are you?
Don't tell Genevieve.
Where are you supposed to meet Dahlia on campus?
I would say that she is. Hang on. I would probably say that it's on the bridge heading toward the stadium.
Okay. And you
Like the
arrive
intersection of.
at the right place at the right time. And you wait 5 minutes, 10 minutes, 15 minutes, 20 minutes. And you've been waiting there for about 20 minutes. She's a no-show.
Hugo is trying different things with prestidigitation, trying to think what might be the best way to do it.
Do you have any ideas about what you're going to do with
Sitting
your
on a bench.
prestidigitation?
Um,
One of the showier cantrips.
Yeah, it's flashy, but doesn't do a whole hell of a lot.
So you're sitting there practicing, and after maybe half an hour of waiting to when you're about to cash it in, she arrives completely out of breath, running from the direction of, I guess, Fire Jolt Cafe has the main cafe, and then we've decided it has like a couple of like satellites around the
Yeah.
campus.
Yeah.
Flustered, completely out of breath, and it looks like she's extremely upset about something as she is approaching your position.
Almost a half a bell late. Did something keep you?
And she's out of breath, and she says, "Well, I just ran here," and she points from across the other side of the campus. What do you expect?
Well, we were supposed to meet about half a bell ago.
Yeah, okay, but twice a day at that one location across the campus, they pull out a fresh tray of butter salt bagels, and they're always out every single day by the time I get there, and I'm sick of it.
I sincerely apologize. Maybe I I do have. I might be able to set one aside for you one day, if I can get the if I can get a if I can get a job at one of the stalls near to where you're staying.
Wait, are you working at the Fire Jolt?
I am.
And you can set aside a bagel for me? Like, my schedule is, the class doesn't even, it's always late, and I wait in line, and the guy in front of me always gets the last one.
Well, come on one of my shifts, then you will be the one that get the last one.
And the offer of that, like, her mood immediately flips around. Like, just making the offer has completely made her day.
So what can you tell me about this?
And
This
she interrupts you,
exhibition
and
that
she
I'm
holds up
supposed
her
to-
hand and says, "Hold on a second. I'm looking around. I'm supposed to be like mentoring some first year."
That's me. I'm Hugo Waters.
Wait, that's you?
That's me.
You're Hugo Waters?
Waters, yes.
At that, she turns bright red. Oh my god, I'm so late, aren't I?
You are.
I'm
You were
so
extremely
sorry.
late. It's all right.
And then, well, so Dahlia is attending your college. She's Prismari. And she tells you all
Yeah.
about the exhibition she put on last year and how it was a total disaster and everybody laughed at her and people still aren't letting her live it down. And essentially, she's gone from trauma dumping about bagels to trauma dumping about her own failed exhibition from the previous year.
Well, now's your chance to show that you've got what it takes by making mine one of the best. By making mine one of the best of the year.
How are you going to do that?
I don't know, and he produces a couple of nonsense sparks from his hand.
Okay. And she seems impressed by prestidigitation. It does become very clear, though, that you're probably going to be the mentor in this relationship. This is not the most collected and together person you've ever met.
He is probably older than her, yeah.
So, what are you planning to do for your little performance?
Basically, all I can really think of is visual augmentation to normal weapon attacks.
Okay.
Absolutely nothing to do with it. Absolutely nothing. No value gained whatsoever.
And you want so Dahlia is a Way of the Elements monk. So she's a hand fighter.
Mm-hmm. I fight with a great axe usually.
So you're going to put on like a martial display that use prestidigitation to make like her punches look like dragon punches kind of thing?
Yeah, kind of that kind of a deal.
So you're putting a lot of trust into Dahlia for her part of this performance.
I mean, it's something she was assigned to do, so Hugo assumes that she's good for it, although her first impression is a little sketch.
So would you say that your interaction with Dahlia resulted in a +1 or a -1?
Honestly, probably -1 because Hugo is a very punctual person, and this didn't set him very well with it.
And that bears out as you kind of start practicing this routine that you're going to do. Like she constantly wants to improvise. Like the first thing they teach you when you learn like stage fighting is to never improvise.
Exactly.
That's a good way to get hurt. So when you actually go to do this, we're going to have a roll to see whether or not Dahlia hurts you.
Okay.
You've been in this situation before. You once asked Peachberry to demonstrate a fireball at your wedding.
Yeah, and that went great.
It was
Thanks to
fantastic.
thanks to the boots. No damage.
So Hugo is definitely at a -1 with Dahlia because she's
Yeah.
not punctual. She's not together. And that just leaves Genevieve.
So I have a question about this exhibition.
Yeah.
Is it an exhibition in the sense that like I am going to go in front of the public and do a thing, or could it be like an art display exhibition? Like where it's just people pass by and see it.
In that case, the whole presentation would just be you kind of unveiling the artwork, whatever it is.
Oh, okay. Because I'm looking at the casting time on my spell, and I'm like, this is going to be the most boring presentation ever because it's going to take 30 minutes for me to do it.
Mhm. Where is this? Your mentor is a second year named Tempest. Where is this meeting supposed to take place?
What college is Tempest from? Because I imagine
Darkwood.
that Genevieve would. Okay, so Genevieve would go over to wherever Darkwood is because she doesn't know where anything is,
Okay.
and
So you're riding the
Would be
tram by
scared the whole time.
yourself
yeah.
over to Darkwood College, which is an unfamiliar place that you've never been to. You find the place properly. Tempest probably has a very severe case of resting bitch face. She's the kind of person that always looks impatient.
Hi. I'm looking for a Tempest.
And she's personable enough. She nods. I'm Tempest. I guess you're Genevieve.
Yes.
All right. Well, the first thing we're supposed to do is plan for your Prismari exhibition.
Yes. I had some ideas, and she takes out her notebook, and it's literally like 4 pages of notes.
Okay. And she waits
Um,
impatiently for you to.
she goes through them. She's actually reading them to herself, and she goes, "No, that's actually."
Why don't we start with
Ah.
what's the cantrip?
Well, I have it right here. And she actually gets frustrated and
Mhm.
tears the page out of her notebook and realizes, oh, dude, you're not supposed to do that with notes. And she then uses her cantrip to fix it and put the page back in there.
Tempest massages her temples. Genevieve. Deep breath. In, out.
I'm-
What's the cantrip?
It's what I'm doing with my finger here. I call it repairing, but I think the common name is called mending.
You can mend broken things. All right. Follow me.
Okay.
She walks over to one of the common areas on Darkwood campus, into a small shop. She exchanges
campus is
a few
Darkwood?
silver
Sorry.
coins. What's that?
Which campus is Darkwood?
That is
Here.
the big archaeological dig site down here.
Okay, so we're over here.
Yeah. She exchanges a few silver coins and buys a ceramic teapot. Then ushers you back outside to a quiet spot in the Darkwood Commons. Sets the
I have
ceramic
an i-
teapot down.
I have an idea where this is going.
She draws her sword. And she smashes the teapot. This is all right. Get
Wow.
to work.
That's. How did you cleave it so cleanly?
Oh, it's not.
She
It's
picks
in
them-
a dozen pieces.
Well, no, but I mean, like, there's only a dozen pieces. Like, she expected it to be pulverized. And
We're here to explore your skills, not mine.
sure. Okay. Well, this piece goes with this one, and she starts rotating the pieces around like she's playing Tetris.
Yeah.
And she actually calms down a bit and just like do 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 do, and she just runs her finger along it. And I'm gonna imagine that like she could do this slightly faster than most people would cast this cantrip. And
So it takes
Lo
10
and
minutes to
behold.
cast the mending cantrip, does it not?
no, it's 1 minute.
It's 1 minute. Okay. But you've got to
Yeah.
cast it multiple times because you're
yeah,
putting
it's
individual
1
pieces.
minute. 1 minute per single break or tear in an object you touch. So
You're spending
this
probably
probably
a good
takes her like 10
20, 30
minutes.
minutes putting it
Yeah.
all together. And when you're done, how are you feeling when you're done?
She feels pretty good, and she's like, I had an idea. What if you broke it again? And we bought a bunch of these, and I fixed it like part way, and then maybe had a progression of broken to new.
Well, Tempest points out on the ceramic teapot the imperfections, the places where you put it together in a way that it's clearly been broken and repaired. And then she takes her sword and she smashes the thing again. Says, "Do it again, correctly this time."
She puts it back together. Do 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 do. Like, she doesn't seem to find this busy work. Like, she just sits right to work and just does it.
Okay, give me an insight check.
Now, will Genevieve realize that she's going to be doing this for the remainder of the day? I don't know. Let's
Very
see.
likely.
3.
A 3, okay.
She keeps going and going.
You
I
just
think it's a
become
3.
engrossed in the work.
Yeah, let's see here.
By the time the
3,
sun
yeah.
starts to set, so you've gone through several iterations of this process where you've mended this teapot. Tempest smashes it with her sword, says, "Do it again, better this time." After a few iterations of this,
She's going to get sick of it, not Genevieve.
she doesn't, which is strange. She says, "Look, I've got other things I need to do tonight. We'll meet back here tomorrow. We'll try it again."
Wait, why did we do this for so long? You didn't get tired of me or frustrated.
She reaches up for her temple again, lets out a sigh of a kind of exasperation. She says, "My job is to get you where you need to be. That's it."
She laughs a little bit. She says, "You just sound a lot like my mother."
Yeah, she bristles at that. She didn't like that comparison at all.
Well,
But yeah,
don't worry, it's a compliment.
the sun's setting and it's getting back on to evening, and you're on the wrong campus to be in your dorms for the night. But
Oh, is
Tempest
there a
tells you,
curfew?
no, your dorm's over in Prismari.
No, but I mean, is there a curfew?
Probably not.
Okay.
Not unless there's like extreme circumstances that would call for it, like if meteors start
Martial
raining from
law.
the sky or something.
Yeah.
What are the chances of that?
Probably 0. Not gonna lie. Would you say that your encounter with Tempest resulted in a +1 or a -1?
Oh, Genevieve had a fantastic time. She thought that was going to go far worse than it did. Tempest, on the other hand, I don't know. So if I'm putting it purely from like what Genevieve thinks, she would say +1. She has a new friend.
All right.
And I can't speak for Tempest. So
All right. Why don't we take a break here? Go ahead and get your coffee, get your bagel. Run and get your bagel, or else the guy in front of you will get the last one.
oh no.
Never want
exactly.
that to happen. Let's reconvene here in about 15 minutes at 4:25.
This has been delightful so far.
Salad time.
Today's snack is Utz pretzels.
I'm eating a meat stick.
I already had lunch. I have backyard barbecue potato chips that I didn't eat yet.
I had yogurt.
I had a very big breakfast, so I'm just eating a meat stick.
Generic meat stick.
It's kick-ass brand original snack stick.
Do we know what kind of meat it is?
Pork, beef, dextrose, salt.
Where is the pork from?
I'm assuming a pig.
What part?
The part with the meat on it. Clearly.
Yeah.
So is the stomach considered pork meat?
Yeah.
The small intestines pork meat?
Sure.
Have you not had a hot dog?
That's my point.
So,
What's wrong with a hot dog?
hot dogs are delicious.
Hot dogs are meat sticks.
Are the
Mm,
pig's hooves considered pork meat?
No,
People eat pickled pig's feet.
but the hooves are not meat. They're hooves.
I'm just
Like
concerned
asking-
of where the definition of meat is extended to.
It's like he looks at a skeleton and go, "I don't know, man. Is that meat?"
Is marrow like considered meat?
I don't know actually.
Is marrow considered meat? Bone marrow is not considered meat.
So it's vegetarian.
Yeah. Bone marrow is not. Yeah, it's vegetarian. You can. Yeah.
Yeah, so you can eat a skeleton as a vegetarian.
So kill the
Bones
pig,
are-
get rid of all the
Yeah.
muscle tissue and fat, and just eat the bones. And you-
Bones are not considered meat by the American Meat Science Association, but unless they are unless they are part of a bone-in cut.
So they are considered meat under certain circumstances.
Well, they're considered meat as part of an ensemble, but the bone itself, like if you remove the bone from the bone and meat, it's no longer meat.
This is getting very complicated.
That's a normal
quickly.
sentence said by normal people.
I want to I think we all glossed over the fact that there is an organization called the American Meat Science Association.
Yeah, clearly that's not surprising at all.
Do we have
I
everybody
mean, that
back?
doesn't sound like a real.
That's fucking Americans for you.
Meat science is my favorite kind
I
of
have a-
science.
I mean, if you can't trust the Meat Science Institute about meat, then what sort of lobbyist can you trust?
What is the class code for meat science?
MSci. Yeah, I don't know.
Culinary.
I have a question before we start here.
Okay.
I had like a chess club on my extracurriculars. It's become Pavian.
Oh, I
Club.
changed that
Is
to Pavian because
Is it the same thing functionally?
because this
like,
world
it's-
doesn't really have dragons, except in like its far mythology. Dragon chess would not be a thing.
Well,
Dragon
but I
chess
mean,
is
it's
like,
like-
a Forgotten Realms. It's still chess club.
Yeah. It's still like a board game that okay, so these skills that I chose are still relevant. Okay, that's all I care.
Whereas if you had read my novels, you would know that Pavian is a table game.
Mm-hmm.
Hmm
I read chapter 1.
Is it related to Crinkle?
I don't know what Crinkle is.
You mean
You're not Canadian.
Famously, there's a table game in the Game of Thrones books called Sivas. And apparently Martin has been approached many times to by game developers who want to publish a playable version of Sivas, and he keeps turning all of them down because he's like, as soon as we codify what the rules to Sivas are, a bunch of my writing no longer makes sense. It's only a metaphor in the fiction. So
I'm here. I'm butt mad, but I'm here.
Butt mad is the best mad.
But yes, Pavian is just this world's table game. I envision it as somewhere between chess and Stratego.
I mean, it has chess pieces because Jeannie got her turrets from somewhere.
Yeah. Sure. I forgot
mean-
about that turret. I
Yeah.
paid a company to remove the memories of that turret from my brain because they were causing so much anxiety.
As you do.
All right. So after your full day on campus, attending orientation, having lunch at the Fire Jolt Cafe, meeting with your mentors, Genevieve put together the same teapot probably 8 times.
Something like that. Probably could do it 5 times an hour.
You arrive back at your dorm room for the evening. Tomorrow your classes will begin, and so on. You'll continue to plan for your cantrip exhibition, or you'll blow it off. Like, it's up to you if you want to do your coursework.
Hugo, I need you to
Yes?
hit. I need you to hit me.
No.
Not right now. It's part of the expedition. Exposition. Words.
You tried, and that's what counts.
No, it does not count. I think I lost points.
Why do you want Hugo to hit you? That
I mean,
seems like
he's-
it would hurt.
He's a big guy, and him hitting me would be more impressive than if you hit me.
Yeah, I mean,
Look at your arms, man.
yeah, but Alistair pulls out his rapier.
You can't. How many? I bet you can't even do one sit up.
Do you want me to stab you with this without working stab?
No, we don't need to bring violence in here.
Are
This is
you-
going to be our home for at least the next year.
I think you
Well,
gotta answer this sit-up challenge.
I mean,
Or
yeah,
refuse it.
Alistair will go do a bunch of sit-ups.
What's Alistair's strength score?
14.
That's not bad.
Oh, he's actually got a higher strength score than me.
Yeah, let's get a strength athletics check. Let's see if Alistair can. Because your bluff was called, sir.
I mean, I rolled a 3, so.
So
You know what?
you're
I'm gonna
huffing
use
and
a bar
puffing
dice.
after a couple sit-ups.
I'm going to use a bar dice. Hold on.
You can't use them on yourself.
What vileness is that?
Did you learn that
I
now?
mean, it makes it a 5. So.
Oh my god.
What's everybody else doing is to get settled in as Leopold and Alistair are doing sit-ups.
Oh, do I
Genevieve will be
need-
the last one to arrive, I think.
Do I need to roll to see how many sit-ups I do?
I think you should.
I rolled a 17. So I just smoke you. I'm sorry.
Yeah, Genevieve is
My
definitely.
dice-
In fact, the sun is already mostly set by the time Genevieve arrives.
Oh,
But you're still at the last one.
Hi.
'Cause there's still one empty room here.
hi guys.
Hello,
I
Jen.
mean,
I mended a teapot for 2 hours.
Was that fun?
But I bet it looked really good when you were done.
I don't know. And why am I singing?
Is
well, at
Alistair-
the very least,
Is Alistair contagious? I whisper to Hugo.
I don't know. Maybe it's the coffee. I could really use a cup of coffee right now.
No food in the
Yeah,
dorms.
that's probably not ideal. But
Against
I
others.
take a drink from my flask of bottomless liquor.
It's not food, technically.
You guys do have an
It's still
RA whose job it is to enforce some of these rules.
I mean, good luck, right?
Okay,
What,
everyone, I need
uh,
help.
Yeah. What's
Okay.
up?
Okay, I met this this really short kid with glasses, and he definitely likes the girl he was mentoring, and I got to figure out who that is and how to get them together.
Ooh. Go on.
That's it. That's the whole story. His name's Alistair, and I assumed I could get all the rest of the information just by poking around.
Do you have a clue?
I just gave you all the information. I literally said that.
And you decided to ask the people who've been here one day.
All the
Well-
information is on the task.
Would Alistair know who this person is if he knows the last name? Since he's also a noble.
Yeah, you would know Alcihar's family by reputation. The Alizrak family are nobles in the southern province of the Republic, Huerowet, and Alcihar in particular is known to be a magical prodigy.
Is there any chance that Alistair has heard any rumors about him?
Genevieve, give me an insight check.
Wes the player, or Raz the player, sort of might know the answer to this. 7.
7.
Yeah.
All the information you have is what Geppa has given you. You're gonna have to do some more investigative work tomorrow to find out more.
Describe this person for me.
Which one? I mean, I described those. I described Alizar, but I don't know the girl yet. Again, I'm gonna figure that out.
How does Alazar know the girl?
He was her mentor last year after she burnt through a bunch, which is too young to be a mentor. So kids obviously like, you know.
Does that make Genevieve think of Tempest? Because Tempest feels like a burnout to me, the player. But
You don't know anything about who mentored Tempest last year.
yeah.
She would have had a mentor because last year she would have been a first year, for that matter. So Alsahar would also. I've got an NPC named Alsahar and a PC named Alistair, and I'm just going to mix them up. We're just gonna have to buckle in. That's gonna happen 18 times a session.
Welcome to the next year of your life.
But it would be very strange for a first year student to be called upon into the mentorship program. It's not supposed to be how it works.
Sounds like we have some snooping to do.
And that the door opens up. And once again, completely out of breath, Dahlia wanders into the dorm, looks
Dahlia.
around. Oh man, I'm bunking with a bunch of first years? That's not cool at all.
Oh,
Jeez.
Don't worry. This is going to be the best year of your life.
Yeah, she's,
Hugo
being
looks less
Alistair
than enthused
grins.
by all of this.
and when she notices Hugo standing there, she goes, "Oh, dude, I'm sorry. I didn't mean it to sound like that. I totally didn't like ruin your self-esteem or whatever, right?"
No, not at all. But
What's your name?
Her name is
her
Dahlia.
name is Dahlia.
Were they short
Either.
on first year students?
It happens sometimes. The second year dorms, I guess they just draw random lots to see who doesn't get to move to the second year dorms. And lucky me, again, as always, Dahlia gets left out.
Oh, yeah. It's going to be okay.
Well, it's nice to have another girl in here.
Dahlia, do you know what's that guy's name? The
Alhar?
Alhar. Do you know Alhar?
She holds her hand out at like her chest height. This is the glasses kid, like this tall, who talks too much.
Yeah, do you know who he was mentoring last year?
And she thinks for a moment. I don't know for sure.
But do you have a guess? Do you have a starting point?
She's like, "Look, man, I've got enough of my own problems. I wasn't really."
Yeah, no. This is gonna help. We're gonna help this kid find true love. Wouldn't that make you happy?
And she kind of gives you like a "why do I care" kind of look. Like,
Yeah, well, what's one of your problems we can help you with? Let's work on this.
One of her problems is assisting me in getting my presentation up to snuff.
No, that's not a problem. I'm totally on that. I've got this. It's gonna be
Well, that's
awesome.
What's your idea then?
Wait, I'm supposed to have the idea? I thought you were supposed to have the idea.
I have an idea and I presented it to you. And I wanted to hear what your thoughts were. And
Dude, I
we could-
totally spaced and forgot what you even said.
Iker?
Hugo, do you not know what you're doing for the talent show?
Hugo retreats to his room.
I need to let me
Geppa
know.
offers her his bottle.
I yell back at Hugo and say, "Let me know if you're be up for hitting me."
Alistair's just gonna knock on Hugo's door.
Dahlia takes Geppa's bottle and looks at it. It's like, does this stuff have electrolytes?
Probably.
It's what plants crave.
What does this stuff taste like when she drinks it?
Bitter, slightly metallic. Not bad, but
Then yeah,
What medicine am I thinking of?
she definitely spits it out.
I
Like,
guess
yeah.
it's not for everyone.
She's like, we're not supposed to like have this kind of stuff in our rooms anyway. Like,
I
I'm
don't
not gonna
know.
rat you out, but make sure nobody catches you with it.
Okay. And I'll tuck
Who's
it into my cloak.
Who's gonna know? We're on the top floor.
I'm gonna prestidigitation up the
Oh yeah,
bit that she spit out with some blood magic.
Dahlia wasn't ever going to clean that up. No. Dahlia hangs up a punching bag
Hugo.
in one of the corners and just starts going to town on it. Hashtag
Ooh,
just monk
Hugo.
things.
Yeah. Ooh, where did you get that? I need to get one.
Alistair's knocking on Hugo's door.
Yeah. He's gonna try and open it.
What? What?
What's wrong? You don't seem like you like that Dahlia person.
She's extremely irresponsible.
Oh no, what happened?
Oh, she's not taking her duties as a mentor seriously.
Oh no.
For
What,
one.
what do you need her to do?
Well, this is a thing that we're supposed to work on together, no?
I mean, my mentor just kind of told me to have fun with it. So I don't think you need to work on it together if you have an idea for yourself. What were you thinking?
Well, I don't need an attaboy conversation if that's what you're searching for. I can do it. I just don't. I'm not.
I mean,
I'm not.
Do you want her to help? Would you rather have one of us help?
Well, I mean, that's what she's supposed to be doing, no?
I don't actually know what she's supposed to do.
I don't think she does either.
You want me to go talk to her?
Alistair's going to spend the
No, I
whole
don't
school
think-
year in everybody's business, isn't he?
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Listen, his name is Alistair and he's here to help.
Leopold, are you going to town on Dahlia's bag?
I mean, if she lets me.
This is like the one thing she's extremely good at is exercising.
Yeah.
So you could take
I was
turns
gonna say-
spotting each other and beating on the bag.
Which corner is gonna be the corner for the punching bag? But they're all doors, so we can't do that.
She would probably just behind this couch here. Where
Yeah.
there's space. I figure
With
if
my
Leopold, you
Genevieve's
need-
head.
Leopold, you need me to hit you?
Wait, why are we hitting each other?
I don't know. I just need somebody like I wanted Hugo to do it because he's big and impressive looking. He's a big guy. Like
I
fair.
can do it.
my mentor is also a big. I don't feel like I need to tell you this, Jen, but you're not a big guy.
Thanks. I think.
I mean, and Yepa just sort of leans on his staff, like I could do it.
And you okay? Well, come over here. Give me your best shot.
Yeah. And I
Let's
look directly at Alistar, and I say, "It hurts every time." And then I speak a word of power. I hold my staff in my hand, and ribbons of metal tear out of my arm, causing blood to trickle down it and wrap around the staff to form bands. And then I take a swing.
Oh God!
Before he does that, I also do Blade Ward.
Yeah, I was gonna assume.
That hits an armor class of 11.
I mean, I'm not dodging. I'm letting you hit me.
Okay.
So I guess it's just roll damage.
This is magical, and it deals.
Does Blade Ward only work
9.
against non-magical damage? Hold on.
It works against all BPS.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it's 9 magical bludgeoning.
Do I have healing prepared?
I have cure wounds. It's fine.
I don't.
I go. You hear me wheeze, but I put up a thumbs up because you see like a hexagonal shield like take the blow.
Yeah, that ain't a lot of it.
Hugo, you gotta see this. He's wailing on him.
It's very possible that 4 points of damage is more damage than you've ever taken in a single moment in your life up to this point.
Probably.
Dahlia?
Dahlia is just
Genevieve,
watching
lean-
this wide-eyed, like she can't believe this is happening. Dude, you
Genevieve's
just
gonna lean
wailed
over
on
to-
him.
I mean, he only hit me once.
Jamie's gonna lean over to Dahlia and say, yeah, so the food and drink up here being the least of your concerns, none of this leaves this room. I don't want to get kicked out.
I mean,
Is that sufficient? Is that how hard you need to be hit? That was a pretty good one for me.
Yeah,
I kind of
that's,
twirl the staff around.
that's pretty good. Yeah.
what's your hit
Are
point
you
maximum?
Julio?
11.
Oh, yeah, 4. That's a significant percentage of your
Yeah.
total hit points.
I would have dropped you if you didn't have the shield.
You would. You
Oh
did
no, yeah,
9.
you're right. You're right.
You only did 9, yeah.
Yeah.
Do you want to? Hey, maybe we like. Is there any rules about? I look over at Dahlia. Is there any rules about combining? You know.
I'm supposed to get a long written summary on what I'm supposed to do, but I was planning to ignore it anyway. So if you want to work together,
Yeah. Okay.
So you want to combine you're going to use your shillelagh against.
well, first I
Leopold.
think I'm gonna like hit a rock or a statue or something to show that it's more than just a stick.
Okay.
Right. We just do like a. Ooh. We'll do like a movable object versus unstoppable force thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Cool. Like I do a roundhouse kick.
Dahlia
Oh.
seems impressed if nobody else is.
That's one problem solved, I guess.
He did one earlier. I've seen it.
So what else do you guys want to accomplish in your dorm room tonight?
Alistair wants to go find gossip about. Yeah, I need to write his name down.
Alcihar?
Yeah.
Okay.
So like are what are the rules for the dorm room? Like what are we expected to do and not do and stuff like that? So
Gonna
no
just kind of
food.
leave those vague, but no food is one. Definitely no beating classmates into a bloody pool on the floor.
It was consensual.
You
Can
can
someone clean that up?
you can imagine that there's like rules against like fraternization or letting off like dangerous magical spells.
Mm-hmm.
But whatever the RA is going to enforce.
So we're at the whim of a petty tyrant. Got you.
Yes.
I wasn't going to
Petty.
introduce her this session. You'll get to meet her next session.
A petty third-year
Is it
tyrant.
tenacity again?
It's tenacity again. She's back.
Oh no! This time I'll kill her. I'm not bound by some tenant.
Yeah, I think I'm gonna go find out. I mean, I don't think I have nothing to do in here, and I don't need to study or anything. Geez, so I'm just gonna go wander around, look for trouble.
Okay.
What was I'm gonna try and get the details from Dolly about what her presentation was.
She doesn't want to talk about it.
I mean, please.
And at this point, this is when she would like stomp off to her own room. You've alienated her for the evening.
But
Wow, Leopold. Jeez, I thought I was awkward.
I just want to be friends.
Who is going to go and try to find out more about Alcihar's little crush?
I should go too. Yeah.
One of you will go.
Okay. Anybody who wants to. Well, if you're all going at once, one of you can make the check at advantage because several of you are going. We're going to call that either charisma or popularity plus investigation.
Oh, is that? Let's see here. Hold on.
Your choice. But you
Yeah.
can make the check at advantage because more than one of you are going.
I get a plus
Yeah.
3 on it.
I have +4.
Yeah, but you roll as bad as me.
I do roll as bad as you, but you can't bard die yourself.
That is also true.
That is very true. All
Is,
right.
is 4 the best we got? I'll do it.
Destil, you got anything better?
God no.
All right, take bar die.
That's 16.
Okay. Yes, it was in fact Tempest. Tempest burned through in her first year. She burned through a bunch of mentors just by not wanting to listen, by not engaging with the mentorship program. And at the very end, Alcihar was offered the opportunity to step in. And
So
apparently, he did.
how old is Tempest?
They're probably 15 or 16, the two of them.
I knew it.
Okay.
Hold on, let's see here. Alcihar.
Give me.
I also just got Alistair and Alsahar mixed up.
It's gonna happen a lot. Give me
Yeah.
a second, either popularity or charisma plus investigation roll, just like what you just rolled.
Can I take a second bard die?
I only have one more bard die until I rest.
Okay. Well, can I take it, or should I save it?
Sure. What other trivial things could we use it for?
Right.
Oh, there's gonna be combat with a Tarask after this.
Excellent.
Yay!
26.
26.
Yeah. There we go. That's much better.
You also learn a little bit more about this kid who died in this Witherbloom class last year and some of the story behind it. You learn this from a couple of students who have also been assigned to the class, but have managed to pull strings to get transferred out of it. The instructor's name is Tenebrae Blackleaf, and she is a crazy old witch that is hated by every student that takes her class. She's apparently awful. For some reason, though, she is a highly esteemed professor at Strixhaven, and every year she doesn't have enough students taking her class, and she insists that she's going to basically abandon her tenure here unless they shore up the population in her classes, which is exactly what happened. Some kid died during a dangerous experiment involving poisonous fungus last year. Word got around, nobody signed up to take her class, so a bunch of unsuspecting first years had their schedules moved around. You all will be meeting her later this week.
So
I look
I want to
forward to
make
it.
sure I get the name right. Tenebrae?
Tenebrae Blackleaf.
Okay, I want to put that on the schedule here.
Why does that sound like Tenny?
Because it is.
Tenebrae is the name of Luna's homeland in Final Fantasy 15.
No, it's,
Yeah.
it's Tinny came back.
Oh,
she's
yeah.
old.
Genevieve's gonna kind of look to the party after we accumulate all these rumors. She's gonna go, I don't know, this doesn't sound all that bad, other than the student dying, of course.
That sounds fun. I can't wait.
Why does
I'd
everybody
rather
hate
not
her?
die. I'd rather not die in my first week if it's all the same to you.
Don't worry, Hugo. I'll protect you.
Does your sword work against mushrooms?
I'll help you study.
Yeah, it works on mushrooms really well, actually.
No, okay.
Okay. Y'all can take the benefits of a long rest.
Oh, there's not a button to hit on this character.
There's not. That's the wrong. I'm hitting the wrong button now.
Yeah. I don't think I used anything.
So we don't need to roleplay through your days of classes or anything. It's going to be assumed that your next day... Actually, it's going to be assumed anytime, like, in between scenes that you've taken classes, you've shown up for your work study, and whatnot. However, all of you have chosen to be part of the Play Actors Drama Guild
Yes.
here on Prismari campus. And your second day here, so after your first full day of classes, you've probably at this point you're met with your mentor a second time, which means you probably Genevieve just put that teapot together 30 times by now.
I was gonna say, how many more teapots did we get? By?
No, it's just the one teapot,
just the one.
just over and over again.
Yeah.
But yeah, you have your first meeting of the Play Actors Drama Guild. Dahlia is not a member of the Play Actors Drama Guild. Timmet is a member of the Play Actors Drama Guild. And there's a couple of other nondescript NPCs. But the kind of take charge student who's sort of chairing the thing, her name is Rubina Larkingdale. She's a first-year Silver Quill. And according to the book, she's a measured performer with gravitas beyond her years.
Gravitas from Veritas.
No, it's Larkingdale.
Well, her name is Rubina, so I had to make sure.
There was not a Rubina Veritas. It was a Ruby Veritas.
I know, that was the joke, Brickred.
Where are we
Thank
going?
you. Brickred, I was making a joke, for God's sake.
Oh. Did it work?
No, it didn't, and
That's
now I'm
okay.
sad.
I appreciate the attempt, though. Let's get up just a sentence or two why each of you have joined this Play Actors Drama Guild. Like, what's the reason for you being in this extracurricular?
Oh, I know exactly what I want to say.
We'll say it.
I'll start with Genevieve. Genevieve says, so my father is and she sort of clams up. She says, let's go with in theater, and he signed me up for this.
What about the rest?
It was on my paperwork when I got here.
Sets need building, don't they? And Hugo twirls a carpenter's hammer.
So Hugo's here to build sets.
Yeah.
Okay.
I think I made a mistake and it was too late to fix it. But I'm here, and I'm going to give it my all.
Oh, well, I've just always wanted to be an actor.
Of your answers, Rubina is only impressed by Alistair's. In fact, it looks like the rest of your answers has given her, like, she became more and more dejected as she's listening. Like, this season's performance is going to be a failure because half the people here don't want to be here or are here by mistake.
Yep.
No, Hugo's absolutely down to clown. He's not an actor, but he can build a facade like no one's business.
Ooh, we could dress you up like a clown. You could literally be down to clown.
Don't worry. I think you'll all like acting. It's fun. You
So-
get to pretend.
At the end of this semester, you will be performing this season's play.
Is it Who Wants to Be a Canary?
Well, Rubina has a selection of scripts that she hasn't gone through yet that have been delivered from throughout the Republic. And today's meeting is just all going to be about going through which one you should put on. And she hands them out to be read. There's a couple copies of each one. There's 3 to choose from. The first one looks almost like it's designed for children, like it's designed to be a puppet show rather than a play. It's called The Adventures of Gus and Friends.
No, thank you. Pass.
The second one looks like it's probably too saucy to be put on at like a teenage dramas club. It's entitled 50 Shades of Sand. And
Okay,
the third
vote for
one,
that one.
skimming through it, it just looks awful. Like the people who wrote it didn't know what they were doing, and it's called I Want to Drown Your Canary.
Alistair's gonna vote for 50 Shades of Sand.
Nope, veto.
One of the others.
Is this a vote? Is that how this works?
I don't know. I just don't want to do that one.
Rubina
Yes, but-
makes it
but
very
Jen-
clear that it's not a vote. Like, she gets to make the decision. Your job is to persuade her which way to go.
Well, I mean, if we do this one, it looks like Jen is gonna have to get naked. I don't know if she'll do that.
Rubina insists that all of the nudity is very tasteful.
I like the part where he's trapped in the demiplane.
I'm putting my armor on and I'm not coming out.
That's okay. We can disguise you.
I feel like
No
y'all
one
just
has to know it's
develop
you.
this nervous tick around the sound of her like helmet visor clamping down. Anytime Jen is like upset or nervous.
Yeah, I think 50 Shades would be great.
I
think
You
don't.
hear from inside, why are there that many shades anyway?
It depends on how the light hits
It's
the
just
sand. Have you never just
from
stared
the-
at the
well,
desert?
Well, if
From
you
the story, it sounds
I'm
like
from the
some
north.
story of the desert. So yeah,
I'm from the north. It's all mountains and snow.
Well,
Think
skimming,
about what your parents will think if you do this.
This is not about my parents. Actually, it is about my parents. They signed me up for this. But I
Yeah.
don't want it to be about my parents. I want it to be about me.
Yeah, exactly. This is your chance to embrace some freedom, to take control of your own life and stand up against your parents and say, I am going to do this, and there is nothing you can do to stop me.
Actually, they'd be really supportive if I did this, and that's why I don't want to.
Rubina holds up a hand and says it's a moot point because Genevieve won't be playing the lead anyway. I
Oh,
will,
thank God.
obviously.
Obviously.
Who's
thank
going to be
God.
playing this Khalil character?
Well, they haven't decided. You all are going to have to audition. This is where Rubina's like ego kind of comes into play because she just assumes that she's filling like the lead heroine role, but you all have to audition for the lead hero role if you want it.
I mean, can I audition for the lead heroine role?
You
I think I would look pretty good
Ask
in the
Rubina that.
Yeah.
She says, "No, that doesn't make any sense."
Why?
It's a magic
Anything intrinsic in
school.
the script? Would it make it have to be a woman?
I mean, I think I would look pretty good in dress, to be honest.
She crosses her
I
arms.
think-
Khalil is
Do you even have
casting this
any?
Khalil as a woman.
Do you even have any drama experience?
No, but I can do this, and then I get up and do it. And a backflip. I do a backflip too.
Give me a either dexterity or popularity athletics check.
Sure, dexterity.
You can call this acrobatics if you want, I suppose.
Okay.
A backflip
That
can be-
is a 18 on die plus 7, 25.
All of the other, because there's maybe 12, 13 members in this club. So your PCs, Timid had to cut out early because he's got another club he needs to be at across campus. He's a member of every club.
Yeah.
Everybody else seemed like that backflip. That's awesome. Do that on stage. Rubina, totally not impressed. She says, "This is a deep and soulful examination of a doomed romance. There is no flashy gimmickry involved in the play. I don't think you're the right person for the job."
I mean, who's running the auditions? Shouldn't they decide?
I will, obviously.
Well,
You can add some flashy sparks and stuff.
isn't that a conflict of interest? If you're running the auditions and then you give yourself the part?
Give me a persuasion check at advantage. You could use either charisma or popularity for this.
I mean, it's the same either way.
Yeah.
That is a 12. Unless I
Rubina
want a bar die.
is absolutely not convinced, but this is an argument she's losing very quickly.
Rubina, don't worry. I will support your role to be the heroine because I will be the hero. Is that an intimidation roll?
Do a performance
What
check.
do you-
Charisma performance to give your. What are you doing for your audition? Like, because you've only skimmed through you haven't had time to read the whole screenplay, but I guess McDole could tell us what the leading man is like.
I mean, but you also have to consider that this is like tawdry. This is tawdry fiction about the character.
So 50 Shades of Sand was a. That's exactly what it sounds like. This is a pulp smut novel that got written about McDole's character in a campaign we played 10 years ago.
It's true.
And then copies of 50 Shades of Sand have turned up in multiple campaigns since.
That's a 15.
15? Okay.
Yeah, I suck at rolling.
No, 15's a good roll.
That's the average result. You rolled 10.
So
No,
it becomes clear fairly quickly that unless Genevieve wants to, none of the other girls in the club are going to challenge Rubina for the lead role. And also it becomes very clear very quickly that Alistair is right for the leading role. It also becomes very clear this is not the sort of performance that's appropriate to put on. No idea how this screenplay showed up here in this rotation.
I would like to challenge her for the lead role.
Maybe you would like to challenge all of this, that we choose a different script.
You're gonna need a big persuasion check on that. Popularity persuasion.
I thought I got there with the
I'm
with the
telling
backflip.
telling Genevieve, because Genevieve is trying to. Yeah, you know what?
Yeah.
Popularity persuasion at disadvantage because you're going against that backflip.
Yeah, Alistair also wants to do this.
Okay,
roll as
well, I
well.
guess I'll roll. We'll see if I get 2 20s here. 6.
So you just hear.
She's just talking over everybody. Hey, you guys, this other script sounds really cool.
I like
And
these
nobody-
puppets a lot.
Yeah, the puppets.
The Adventures of Gus and
Gus and
Friends was a pop-up book that you found in Flumph Inc. that described the adventure you were currently on. It was The Adventures of Gus and Friends, The Search for the Kodrashi Fork.
Yeah.
And then I Want to Drown Your Canaries, the play that you all ruined in Varinthia last campaign.
Oh, we definitely made it way better.
You did,
Yeah, no,
but the
it
version
was
you're holding
so
in your
much
hands
better.
now is not the improved version. It's definitely the crap version that got rejected.
Oh,
Well,
Boo.
maybe next year we can do Adrix's Chronicles of Awesome World Saving or whatever that was called.
I thought Nerium went to great lengths to destroy every single
Yeah,
copy of the original.
She did, but apparently she failed.
One of them fell into the multiverse somehow. Weird how that
No.
happens.
How could it be?
That's what you get for playing with time travel, near
A copy of I Want to Drown Your Canary, your like OG version, will never show up in that world again. So one of the questions you have to answer today, a discussion that your like drama group is having, is like, are you going to push the boundaries and like challenge the societal norms by presenting the play as written in the screenplay? Or are you going to adapt it into like a more family-friendly version?
Hell no.
So outside of the scope of Genevieve,
Yeah.
like, isn't that what the Prismari College is all about? Like,
Pushing
we
the
should
envelope?
totally go for like this.
You could make that
Like, we
argument. That would be the expressionist
Yeah,
version
we
of
should
the argument.
absolutely go full hog on. Is that appropriate for this full hog?
Is it against the rules?
I won't know until you try.
It will make the drama club memorable. So Alistair is all for pushing the envelope.
The perfectionist argument would be that you should refine what's there.
But our headmaster did say that there are kinds of there are kinds of things that are perfected on the first go, and you can't really improve upon for perfection like that.
Yeah, there's
Well,
a lot of arguments that could be made. That's why you're having a discussion with your other drama club aficionados.
Art is.
Well, I know
meant
it's not a
to be
vote, but I'm
challenged.
voting to do the first play, the original play as written.
As written.
Which
Yeah,
play is the first play? The puppets?
Sorry, 50 Shades as
Okay.
written.
The Tawdry erotic challenging one.
So Alistair is fine with performance nudity.
Alistair is all about art.
Not
You can
precisely
follow
the
if
answer
you
to the
want.
question that I just asked.
Oh, he's enthusiastic about it.
Okay.
Make costuming really easy.
It's true.
This is outside of my wheelhouse.
So who else
Well,
is
that's part of what-
auditioning for a lesser role in the play? Because there's other characters. If Alistair and Rubina are taking the leads.
I want to be the romantically incompetent Terran who couldn't even get it from 2 women in a bathhouse.
Okay.
Do you have a non-speaking role? Genevieve asks.
Yeah, there's non-speaking roles.
Honestly, I feel like Genevieve will probably be a stagehand, but like she could actually do performance. She has a positive skill modifier.
So
Any of this would work for her.
Jen wants a non-speaking role.
She wants one, but if she doesn't get one, she'll just be really bashful about it and then knock it out.
You could do set design and special effects.
Does Hugo just want to do set construction?
Hugo can do set construction and stagehand type stuff.
Okay, so
It's
you're
very
not
important.
not auditioning for a performing role. Is
No.
Okay.
But he's going to do his utmost to make sure that the sets are beautiful.
Hugo, give me a. So, what I'm going to suggest, you don't have to listen to me. I'm just, I'm not anybody. But after this scene, we're going to call for downtime actions. Remember that one of the downtime actions you can attempt is research.
Right.
And research would be a great way to make the set design and construction really pop.
Right.
Or you could do whatever. It's your time. I just want to let you know that advice kind of goes for everybody. You could use your downtime action to try to bolster this performance, if you so choose.
Okay.
The good news is Nerium's not here to ruin it.
Yay!
So
I forget how that played out. Like, did she actively destroy the set? I forget what we tried to sabotage.
We didn't sabotage anything. It went off without a hitch and was like way better.
secretly made it all better, yes. And then
Oh, there was somebody else who was sabotaging it, and we fixed it.
Yeah.
the writer the writer barely realized that you changed anything and then took full credit. And you guys were like, that's cool. Let's go to Beator now.
Yeah, and we got so many experience points. You're welcome.
I mean, we sold the theater owner to a devil, so
We did do that.
She deserved it.
Leopold,
yeah.
I need a charisma or popularity performance check at disadvantage to see if you can usurp Rubina's.
No.
No? Not even close?
I mean, that's a 5.
Yeah.
4. No, excuse me, 3.
Yeah, just listen. They love the backflip.
Countdown.
They want to incorporate that some way. And like, there's gonna be action scenes. It's like a swashbuckling fight. Like Khalil was a fighter and he like killed monsters and stuff.
Yeah.
But they don't think you're right for the lead female role.
Aw.
Jen, there's a role here for terrifying pirate queen orphan. Do you want to try for that one?
Pirate Queen? She actually looks kind of interested.
That's
about
right.
this.
We did have a pirate queen by that point in the campaign.
We did.
That campaign went places.
Hold
It
on.
did.
Let me find my my muse and Rawr! I'm the pirate queen, and her gauntlets start crackling with lightning.
Wow.
That's exactly how I remember Nick's character. Like spot on.
Is
Perfect.
that good? I could work on it.
Yes.
So Leopold, are you willing to settle for a lesser role as a background character? Or do you want some other? I'm gonna be designing like table adventures about this performance throughout the first year. Like I'm gonna make this like a major element of the first year.
I mean, he's torn, right?
Mm-hmm.
Because the essentially the group is spoken.
Yeah.
But on the other hand, he feels like that's just a challenge that he needs to
Leo,
keep trying.
You can be the understudy for Robina while you focus on a different role.
No, one of the other girls in the drama club gets to be the understudy. Leo rolled like a 5 on that performance. Like not even close. Rubina's not sure she wants Leo on the stage. But probably they're just gonna write a scene where he can do a backflip.
Yeah, no.
So I'm just gonna put you down as backflip guy.
Yeah, backflip guy. There you go. I just show up, do a backflip, and do a roundhouse kick, and then yeah.
The backflip guy is doing backflips.
Okay, I've got
In the background, just
and
yeah. Okay.
Alistair is the leading man.
Balthier style.
I tried so hard, you guys.
Now, to be completely authentic, he'll have to gouge one of his eyes out, won't he?
I don't know if Khalil had his guys gouged out by the time that
Did he have
by the
one eye
time
or
that
both
happened.
eyes?
Just one.
one
wear an eye
was
patch?
gouged out. Could wear an eye patch.
Was Khalil the one that drank
Oh,
gold?
he didn't need an eye patch
No.
though. He had a magical artifact that he shoved into the socket.
Yeah, no, he put it a fake eye. In fact, San did the same thing last campaign, as I recall.
He
Some
did.
do that.
It's a running theme. I've done it in World of Horror like a dozen times. It's normal. Okay. So yeah, the production of 50 Shades of Sand is going to be a major element of the first year, I think. So if you have a way to expend downtime actions to make the performance better, that would prove your dedication to the drama club. But you don't have to be dedicated to the drama club. You can be your own person.
So I want to point out that when you said that, I first heard 50 Shades of San.
that's a very different book.
That's a very different story.
It's a very, and when you said it was saucy, I was like, my brain short circuited.
Listen, don't yuck someone else's yum.
Someone's out there somewhere designing dungeons, perfectly happy.
Yeah.
Maybe some of the dungeons will find.
So you guys are not putting on the puppet show for kids, and you are not
No.
trying to fix the worst play ever written again.
Yeah.
Yeah, we've already done that.
Last question I have for Drama Club, and this is an independent question. You don't have to answer it right now, but it might be something to think about. Is do you have on your character sheet any particular skills, spells, class features, anything like that that you think can be used to enhance the performance?
Not yet is my answer.
Not yet, but it's something you want to
Depending
work
on what
for.
level we are.
I'm hoping at level 2 or 3 something will come up.
You guys will be level 3 by the time you put on this performance. You will have
Yeah.
chosen your subclasses.
Okay.
I
Does
mean,
shocking grasp help? Like, no.
Prestidigitation for now.
Yeah.
I literally just did the best fucking backflip possible.
Yeah, you
So-
peaked. It's done.
it's
It's all down here from here. That's the rest of your high school career is trying to capture that magic.
You're
Be
backflip
like
guy
Al Bundy
forever.
up in here.
30 years from now, it's like, hey, look, it's backflip guy. And you're like, stop, please. I work in IT now.
4 backflips in a single game.
I'm looking at my spell list for rank 1 spells, and I've got jump.
I will have
It
lots
could be
of
like a
those.
double backflip.
Yeah.
oh,
Oh, catapult. I could launch you across the stage. You'll take
That'd be like a
3d8 damage.
quadruple catapult.
You'll take 3d8 damage.
you can't target people with that.
No.
Rubina.
So she.
Can
For
I
her
target
part.
a seat that someone's sitting in?
Rubina is clearly upset would be the wrong word, but perturbed, perhaps, that she was not able to just waltz in and take complete command of the situation. Like, nobody put her in charge, but she definitely thought she was going to be in charge. She might try to destroy one or more of you.
I'm gonna like
Probably valid.
Let's
I'm
see
gonna
what
walk up
happens.
to her and tell her that I am very looking forward to working with her on this over the next year, and that she sounds like she knows what she's doing. And ask her if she wants to be my friend.
So, as your downtime action, what you could do is have a relationship encounter with Rubina if you want to try to be her friend.
Okay.
I decided to give everybody one free relationship point, but that's the only freebie you're getting,
Right.
at least for now.
Listen, my goal here is to make as many friends as possible.
Okay.
A good goal to have.
All right. And the last thing we're going to do this session, I was thinking like 6 scenes might be too much for one session, but it looks like we got through everything.
Oh, we're seasoned pros at this.
Yeah. So we're going to do downtime actions. I'm going to try to do downtime actions at least once every 2 sessions. When you guys are at the school actively going to class and things. Obviously, we're going to be doing dungeon delving and monsters, and we're going to play D&D at some point, right? And obviously, you won't take downtime actions in a dungeon, which you never would anyway. So
No, we're just gonna spend a week inside a hole, like pretending how to learn how to be sneaky or something.
yeah. So there are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 kinds of downtime actions you can take. This is in
Trying to
addition
scroll
to all the classes and stuff that you're doing in the background. None of you have any experience yet, so you can't take an exam. That's not on the table yet.
Mhm.
You can
You
have a
learned
relationship encounter with an NPC that's in any of your classes or your extracurricular or your job, or really any NPC that you're looking to pursue some kind of relationship with. So all of these mentor characters, you've got 2 counselor characters on your character sheet. Rubina or one of the other members of the drama club. And then I've got a series of DC 30 checks that you can make over time that would probably take multiple downtime actions to clear, to do things like conduct independent research, to learn a spell outside of your spell list, or to perfect a spell that you already know, or to party. You guys love partying, don't you?
Mm-hmm.
Partying's great.
You can also scribe scrolls, which is basically you use some time making scrolls for the college, and then later you can check scrolls out to use on adventures when you go. Or you can just chillax. Spend the downtime doing nothing of consequence. That was what Nerium spent all of her time doing in the previous campaign.
It worked out great for her.
Well, yeah.
She didn't even get a benefit from it. Actually, she did. She had 75 million pillows.
I was consistent, if nothing else.
And you were comfortable.
Let's start with Leopold, because you're just at the top of my player list. How would you like to spend your downtime?
I want to go. I try to make friends with Rubina.
Have a relationship encounter with Rubina? How do you imagine that going?
Well, like, you know, let me think. I mean, I'm just going to express my support for, you know, her role. The mob has spoken, essentially. And yeah, just try to be friends with her. That's all.
Okay, are you looking to go to a +1 or a -1 with Rubina?
+1.
+1, okay.
I don't want any minuses.
I just want to be everybody's friends. Oh no.
I want to be friends with everybody. It's gonna be great. Everybody's gonna be like, yeah, I'm friends with Backflip Guy.
So there's not a role associated with a relationship encounter. This is by design. Even in the book, the rules as written, players always decide which direction relationships are going, plus or minus. It doesn't codify any benefit to having a negative relationship. As far as I can tell, there's no reason you would want a negative relationship, rules as written. I'm going to allow you to claim the bane of a negative relationship as a blip if it comes up over the course of a session, just like it would your flaw.
Mm-hmm.
So when Hugo and Dahlia end up at like a -3, we'll come up with some bane for Dahlia to ruin your life. Then every time it does, you can claim it as a blip.
Sounds good.
So are you trying to change Rubina's mind about her approach to Drama Club? Or are you just trying to be like reassure her that the direction it's going is absolutely okay and nothing bad will happen? Like, what's your actual approach to this?
I mean, the second thing, it's like, you know, like she seemed unhappy with most of us, so it's like, you know, we're here and we're gonna do our best and it'll be great. We're here to, you know, put on a good show, and she's got our support. None of us are gonna like actively sabotage her.
That seems to put her mind at ease. And we can put you at a +1 relationship with Rubina. I'm going to pull up my relationship rules. So what that means, if you're at a +1, if you have to make a social roll involving that character, you get advantage on the roll. So you'll have advantage to like persuade her of things, to get her on your side. So you have like an advantage on swaying Rubina during Drama Club that the other player characters don't have because you're her friend.
Mm-hmm.
Who else knows what they're doing for downtime?
I think I do.
What is Genevieve doing?
Genevieve do research with the theater.
Okay. Let me pull up my downtime actions. So this is a DC 30 intelligence check.
Okay. I do get advantage because I have the librarian background.
Okay. You can only, so in this kind of roll, you can only put Bard Sauce on it if Alistair is literally taking the same downtime action as you are.
I don't think you are, I assume.
Probably not.
Okay.
So I have 16.
16. So you failed.
Which I expected,
by
because
like
30 is
by, like,
impossible.
a lot.
Yeah, but 30 is impossible currently.
So reduce the DC of your next downtime research check by half your roll. So your next DC will only be 22. Does that make sense?
Okay.
So just record that.
Okay.
Once you succeed on this roll, you get a piece of magical or historical lore that you can cash in whenever you want. On any subject you want. You don't have to declare what you're putting it towards right now. You can just leave it on your sheet and then cash it in later. All right. Who else has one? Has their downtime ready to go?
I might. So, question.
Mhm.
With the learning a spell outside your spell list, does that have to be a spell you can currently cast, or how does that work?
It specifically has to be a spell outside of your spell list. So for you, it would be a spell that's not on the Bard spell list. And keep in mind that Bards also have extended spell lists based on what college they join at level 3, right?
Yeah. But I mean, like, since right now I can only cast level 1 spells, would I only be able to learn a level 1 spell, or could I research level 2, or...
So when you actually finish learning this spell and cast it, you have to use a spell slot 1 level higher than normal. So you could learn the spell now, but you won't be able to actually cast it until you have an available spell slot.
Okay. Then in that case, I am gonna party.
You're gonna party? All right.
Party.
Where are you partying? Like, what does an Alistair party look like?
Alistair's gonna go party with Kenny in the dead place.
The dead place. Witherbloom
Whatever
is
the
not
wi-
not a dead place.
That got a little bit weird.
It's like swampy.
Oh, he's gonna go to a swamp rave.
Go to a swamp rave. All right. In fact, decay is only one half of the Witherbloom philosophy. The other half is growth. Growth and decay. So I need a DC 30 popularity check.
Sad, I have nothing I can add on top of this.
I mean, you're a first-year nobody who just got to school.
Yeah, that's a 14.
14, so you failed. But
Clearly.
you can reduce the next party check by 7. So next time you make this roll, your DC is 23. But you were specifically wanting to party with Kenny? Like, hey, can you show me
Yeah.
the cool Witherbloom parties?
Yeah.
Witherbloom, I imagine, is like where a lot of the parties actually happen, just because there's so much of the Witherbloom campus that's just overgrown. And
You've heard of orchard parties, right?
as long as you don't go to the detention bog to party.
Yeah. That's what this is orchard parties.
All right. Who else has downtime they want to do?
I would like to do some research.
All right. What do you go ahead and make that roll? It's a DC 30 intelligence check.
Okay. Let's see here. Ba-ba-ba-ba-ba.
This is the only downtime action that kind of made it in directly from Xanathar's. It kind of works similarly there.
Ooh. And my next one will be a DC 28 then.
So you got what, a 4?
Yeah.
All right. So you go to the bibliotech. Your next research DC will be 28. Research is hard and time consuming, and also it can be very boring.
It is.
That just leaves Geppa.
Yeah, he's trying to
So
historical.
I would like-
I was just gonna say he was trying to come find historically accurate stuff for set design.
One of the provinces of the Republic is like the vast, mysterious desert, which I imagine there'd be a lot of historical precedent to draw upon.
Yeah.
In fact, in the source material, when I originally wrote for this campaign setting, like there's a whole like military squadron of people who ride magic carpets.
Sweet. It's awesome.
How would Geppa like to spend downtime?
I think I would like to have a relationship encounter
With who?
with Alishar. I'm going to try and talk him through how we can get with Dahlia.
Well, it's not Dahlia. It's Tempest.
Tempest.
Oh, it was Tempest? I thought it was Dahlia for
Yeah.
some reason.
No, it was Tempest.
Apparently it was Tempest.
Oh my goodness. What is this guy's name again? Alsahar.
Al-Sahar Al-Azraq. First of all, Al-Sahar is like very flummoxed that you even know anything about all of that. Like he didn't reveal it. which means you've like been spying on him.
Mm-hmm.
Blackmail.
What direction do you imagine this will take the relationship with Alsahar?
I mean, I think I'm trying to go plus. Like,
Okay.
I think this is should work out okay.
So you're going to land at +2 with Alsahar. So
Yeah.
but you're trying to persuade Alsahar, like, hey, with our help, you might actually have a chance with this girl.
Right.
She might make
So-
you break a teapot 30 times in a row.
Oh no, is this a courting ritual? Genevieve realizes.
Burkhardt, I have a question about Alsahar.
Yeah,
His last name is what?
Alizrak.
Did you make another character named Double Al?
Oh God, I did, didn't I?
You did.
Don't call this one Double
Congratulations.
Al. That would be very insulting. Oh no.
You're
Oh,
gonna have to add in
no.
another name.
Oh,
It'll
no.
be Triple Al.
It's hand axe all over again. Years ago, I had
Give him
a
middle name.
Dragonborn character named Hand Axe, and they're like, "Is he throwing hand axes?" And I'm like, "Oh, what have I done?" I didn't notice that, and now I will never not notice that. Thanks, Treble.
I'm sorry. I thought it was on purpose.
It was not on purpose.
Yeah, your mid-tier nemesis for our pirate campaign, got destroyed by the micro penis.
By the way,
This is a new
Alsahar
Brick Road.
makes good on his word. Like, he gives you the routine he wants you to follow for your cantrip
Mhm.
exhibition. It's he insists that it's thoroughly researched. It will show off all of the benefits to your cantrip while downplaying all of the drawbacks.
Yeah, I'm gonna completely ignore that.
Do you tell him you're going to ignore it?
No, he doesn't need to know that at this point.
Fair. He probably won't even be at the performance. So you learn more details about this mentorship that apparently happened. That Tempest was excelling in all of her classes by kind of blowing off all of her mentors, not engaging with the mentorship program at all, because on your side of things as a first year, it's not really part of your coursework. And she felt she didn't need the assistance, but in so doing, she was denying the second year mentors she had of the opportunity to complete the program. Like, they're being marked on it. And after a couple of her mentors got reassigned, there turned out to be an end of year prerequisite that none of her previous mentors wanted to assist her with anymore. And so Alsahar had to step in. Whether or not Alsahar offered or was called upon is a point of contention. There seems to be some debate on whether Alsahar was called in or whether he kind of just stepped up and interjected himself into the situation. He knows absolutely nothing about girls. And by the end of your encounter, becomes convinced that you know a lot about the subject and are willing to help him.
Great.
The test tube weirdo knows all about
Yeah.
romance.
All right.
He smells it.
Will go wrong.
So the next thing we have to do is come up with a boon for Alsahar. Because at relationship level 2, we get to record your boon. So I didn't come up with these because there's so many characters. I didn't want to come up with a whole bunch of them, and most of these are not going to come into play anyway. But we have some examples from the book of what a boon would be like. For example, Rubina is a character in the book. And her boon, if you get to relationship level 2, is listed as Rubina's gravitas has rubbed off, and you can easily command an entire room's attention. They hear your words favorably if you wish. So something in that ballpark. Where's another one? There's another guy that says, no matter the subject, you can always find a partner to study with.
Yeah, we're gonna say Althazar knows exactly where to find anything in the library because I'm assuming navigating the library is impossible.
Okay.
It's not that bad.
And mechanically, what do you expect this would do for you?
Probably help with research if I was doing it in the library.
All right. So, like something like if Alsahar is willing to help research with you?
Yeah.
All right, let's go ahead and go to.
Oh, text that column's huge.
While we're on this topic, can we get some example Banes?
Yes, there's a couple of good ones in here. So I'm noting for Al-Sahar that his boon is advantage on research downtime.
Yep.
It's a good boon.
So, like an example of a bane here would be Fire Jolt Cafe never has the ingredients in stock for the beverages you initially order, even if it's a common drink. That's one.
Ooh, that's just annoying.
That's petty.
Yeah. It
Whenever
erodes the strength of
you
the party type of
perform as
things,
part of
got
a
it.
production, a small crowd shows up and boos you specifically.
Does Miriam go to this school?
There's one, she's like in the weightlifting club, and it just says heavy things show up in inconvenient places, like outside your dorm door. So these are just like minor mechanical things that kind of come into play. All right. We got through everything that I had planned for the session. I went back and forth to decide, should I do the exhibitions this session? We're not going to have time. We're not going to get there. But it turns out we have a whole hour to go. That's okay. Make sure everybody take the benefits of a long rest at the end of the session. Because obviously everything we just went through takes place over the course of several days. What is the title of this week's episode?
Orientation day.
Orientation day. Yeah, something like that. Move-in day. I don't know.
All right.
Syllabus.
I'm going to step
Well,
away.
yeah,
from
syllabus will
2
be
minutes.
the next class, the first class day.
Yeah.
So I'm not planning to actually roleplay through all of your classes, but you will definitely have a scene in your deadly Witherbloom class that you're all being strong-armed into.
It's on the syllabus. There you go.
I'm going to step away for 2 minutes. If you guys want to start discussing some blips, I'll be back in just a moment.
All right then. Who's the most creative today?
Oh, I didn't write down anything for these.
Oh no.
I did my own. Sorry. I got to get back in the habit of like, I got to think of what other people did.
Oh.
I'm gonna give that one to Geppa for deciding he wants to meddle in the affairs of the heart.
I'm okay with that.
Definitely not the character I thought would do that.
Listen, we're just gonna have to get used to him not playing San. That's what
Well,
we're gonna...
how else? Well, how else is he going to become a human, right? He wants to be a real boy.
Who furthered the party's goals the most today?
Alistair. For
Yeah, for strong for being the new personality to take over the drama club.
well, Alistair was trying to help everybody.
That's also true. Who's a badass? Leopold backflips.
Yeah.
I was gonna give that for intangibles for Backfoot Boy. Yeah,
What's your do you have an alternate badass then?
Sorry, I didn't write down creative. Well, creative.
no, I mean, yeah, give away both bad. Either for Backfoot Boy or for hey, punch me, hit me, please.
All right, new blips. Who dis?
I want to give it to Hugo for just having the courage to go, no, I don't like this person. I'm sorry.
So who wants to take the first crack at the first blips of the new campaign for alignment,
I can
ideal,
go.
and flaw? What does Leopold have for me?
I've got lawful good. Everyone has a place and purpose. For not cutting out my mentor out of the exhibition and finding something for him to contribute, since he's supposed to be helping.
Mm-hmm.
All right. And I've got I might fail, but I'll never give up. Listen, Leo had an idea on what to do with his expedition. And despite how many people told him, no, I'm not going to hit you, he kept asking until he found somebody.
Okay. He succeeded at
And-
finding someone to beat him up.
Yeah, and my flaw, only one of us can be the best, and it's clearly me. I challenged the lead actress for her role with a sick backflip.
This is a quality we look in all of our leading female roles in drama club. Is can they backflip?
Is
Stick back.
can they back?
It's like I could do that. Watch, and she just does a backflip. Yeah.
All right, who wants to go next?
I can go.
What does Genevieve have for me?
Alignment chaotic good. Everything has an explanation. I bet I can figure it out. For resolving to find the perfect ratio of sugar to milk to coffee to alcohol.
That sounds
Ideal.
suspiciously like chemistry.
Yeah. Ideal. What would Eugenia Veritas do? During introductions, Genevieve examines Geppa's crate instead of talking to Geppa himself.
Yeah.
And then flaw. This wasn't supposed to be on the exam. For being terrified of her fellow students and literally everything else.
Okay. I think what you need to do is actually find us a sound effect of the visor snapping shut. And just like
Yeah.
keep it on a soundboard.
Clank.
Who wants to go next?
I can go.
What does Alistair have for me?
Alignment chaotic good. A good deed is his own reward. Using Mage Hand to try and fire a gun because it seemed like Kenny would be happy with that.
That's a good deed, huh?
Yeah.
I mean, you're at the firing range.
You're semi-responsible with firearms.
Somewhat.
Yeah, not using it in the dorm is a good start.
Ideal, the glass is always half full. That would be trying to convince Genevieve that she could totally be in drama club, even if it was just as a treat.
Mhm. Okay.
And then flaw, I just wanted to help, was seeing if Geppa wanted the metal spikes pulled out and offering to find his parents.
There were a lot of awkward, I just want to help moments.
Yeah.
Coming on real strong, man. Do those spikes hurt? I can take them out. Oh, are your parents gone?
Hugo, do you want some
It's gonna
blips?
put you on a list.
Yeah, I've got my alignment neutral good. Just be excellent to your fellow man for offering the first meeting with Dahlia to keep one of her favorite pastries aside for her.
To be fair, she doesn't know if it's her favorite. 'Cause she hasn't actually had one yet.
Oh,
They're always sold out.
oh, maybe she'll like hot dogs. I've got my ideal. The peace hard one must be preserved for peacekeeping in the drama club. Like, come on, like guys, let's not get snappy at each other. We've got a whole year to plan this out.
Okay.
And I've got my flaw and the biggest market for Nisco for being baited into crowbarring Geppa's crate open.
That's fair. And what do I have for Geppa this week?
So I've got my alignment, chaotic neutral. Why shouldn't I do what I want when I can? For asking the dean about repeating his speech and how that works towards creativity.
Mhm.
I've got my ideal. When I set my sights on something, nothing can stop me. For trying to set up Alizar with Tempest, and my flaw didn't come up.
Okay. Who had the most creative solution to a problem?
We said Geppa meddling in the affairs of the heart.
Yeah.
And who did the most to
Not who
further
we
the
would have
party's
expected.
goals?
I
That
wrote
was
down
Alistair.
Alistair takes the lead role in drama club.
And who was the badass?
That I said we were
These are
in the
blank.
middle of it.
Yeah, tell me. and
But
I'll tell you.
but I suggested Hugo for being the only one of us to go. No, I don't think my character would like that character. Negative points.
Went negative
Yeah.
with Dahlia. Want to give it to Hugo?
Yeah.
Yep.
See, I
I
have
disapprove.
this policy to always make fun of Bidul's character's name. There's not a lot I can do with Hugo.
Hugo. That's
yeah,
right there.
but like that's like a specific character, and you're not that huge. Like you're not Hugo huge, are you?
He's got a strength 19.
I mean, we're doing 50 Shades of Sand or whatever. Like, maybe we'll find that out later.
I mean, Hugo is so
Oh.
huge that like the life bars appear over his face on screen. This is a Street Fighter reference, guys. You got to keep up.
No,
I got it.
I know McDonald
God,
got it.
Who's the romance? Who's the romance book guy? the really big muscle romance guy.
Fabio?
Yeah, Fabio. When I think of Hugo, I think of Fabio.
No, Hugo is much bigger than Fabio. And what about who's intangible this week?
Roundhouse boy. Backflip boy.
Roundhouse boy. Are we good with Roundhouse boy?
Yeah.
Now,
Sure,
y'all are
that's
level 1
believable.
dorks, so blips are only worth 10 experience points.
So
Cash
with
them
the
all
way
in.
we're,
Cash
with the
them
way
all
we're
in.
doing
No.
leveling, right? With the way we're doing leveling, like, are we redeeming blips for XP?
It's up to you. You can keep them for rerolls or redeem them for experience points. So I've got Hugo with 4,
Cool.
Geppo with 3, Genevieve with 3, Leopold with 4, and Alistair
Where
with
is
4.
Where are blips on? Oh, there they are.
I put a special box for blips on your character sheet.
Yeah, I didn't know which page it was on. Oh, it turned it
Yeah.
into a date. No, it is not 3/6/2025. I just have 3 of 6.
Oh no.
Yeah. 3
Just
parentheses
wants
6.
to help, Raz.
It
That's
did.
right.
It did change it into a date. That's awesome.
Just write 4.
I'm
Just
just-
write X of 6.
Well, yeah, I just have 3.
Just type. The 1, 2, 3 button on your on the toolbar at the top. Click that, and then just click plain text.
Yeah,
And
I
that's
could have done
tell.
it that way.
And nobody got into a fight. Good job. I didn't plan
Nobody
for it.
what?
Nobody got into a fight.
I just did that.
Well, I mean,
That
I
wasn't a
kind of
fight.
did. That was
That was a strange request that was granted you.
okay. That's fair enough.
So when we come back next week, we will have cantrip exhibitions, and you will attend your first class of Mycoloalchemy, potions, poisons, and panaceas.
And peril.
That's not in the class title.
Well, it's the next
It's
line of the
implied.
syllabus.
That's what all the students append to it.
And we've decided
So it's-
what's the course number for this class? Do we know?
Alc 1 something? Hold on.
Would it be
Alc, one,
alchemy or
two,
would it be mycology?
123, yeah. Now, something you don't know about course catalogs is you only have so many characters, so the in peril just couldn't fit.
Yeah. All right. Thanks everybody
Yeah.
for playing. I'll see everybody next week.
Cheers.
Later.
Later, friends.